And good evening, everyone, and welcome back out to J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium. Here it is Week 5. It is homecoming, and it is the Alexandria Senior High Trojans playing host to the Giants of Green Oaks. Good evening, everyone. I am Doug Gann alongside of Ernie Lott, high above Butch Stoker Stadium, getting ready for things to get underway. Trojans in all purple tonight. Green Oaks in their normal green pants with a yellow stripe down the side of it, white shirts, yellow hat with the gold numbers. With all of that, we are ready to go. I guess that takes you back to the old radio days because, quite frankly, you can see it on your screen there. Excited that everyone's in here, whether you're joining us at Boxcast or on YouTube, then we certainly welcome you in here. And speaking of welcome, to welcome in into the booth, my partner in his 92nd year of broadcasting high school sports, it's Ernie Lott. Coach, welcome aboard.
Boy, you're getting hard on me every time about my age. I only 72 years ago.
72 years he's been doing it. There you have it. Coach, game one, we started out here, and there was a lot of rain, and it was a tough night for the Trojans. They dropped the first one to Karen Crow in that one. In the game, they were down 21-0. Go on the road in good conditions to St. Thomas More. Again, down 21-0 in that one, and fought back, got to within a touchdown each game, unable to get over the hump. Lost both of those games, go down 0-2. We make the trip of I-49 to Natchitoches Central. Natchitoches Central marches down. We go down 6-0. But since then, the Trojans have not trailed. They've battled through the game with Natchitoches Central and then East Ascension. In that one, had great starts. So here we sit at 2-2, ready to finish up the non-district slate.
Well, I hope they get off to a fast start again. And I said last couple of games, they started a little bit better in the first half. The second half of the last game against the East Ascension, I think they kind of let up a little bit in the second half. And of course, when you jump out into a big lead in the first half, kids tend to think, well, we just got this made, and they came back out in the second half. Of course, Coach Bachman kind of took some of the blame, but I think it was more so the kids they wasn't ready to play like they did the first half, and let them get back in the game, and it turned out it was pretty close there at the end. If it hadn't been for interception and a quick touchdown right before the end of the game, it could have been close.
And a programming note on that too, and we'll let our PA announcer Ronnie Schwartz hear this as well. So we identified the young man John Parrish that made the interception, and for several years it is that. But just a couple of weeks ago, he changed his last name to honor his grandfather in that, and it's John Barajas. John Barajas is what his official name is, and so we made the correction in the home roster here, but it is no longer John Parrish, but John Barajas, and so that young man had that pick six that sealed this ball game and gave the Trojans a 40-28 victory. We think tonight might not be that close as it got in the first part of it. Green Oaks, of course, rebuilding. You remember they had the quarterback that really threw the ball well. He's in the junior college ranks now. And then one of the young men with probably the greatest name in high school football, and now moving on, DeColdis Crawford. DeColdis.
I remember DeColdis.
And so in the days and age of the NIL, the name, image, and likeness, now Crawford is up at Nebraska playing football. And, of course, he signed an NIL deal, a name, image, and likeness deal with an air conditioning company. So if you're going to be DeColdest, you need to get, so, I mean, why not? So I should have named my kids differently years and years ago.
Into money, huh?
And who knows? Of course, they had to catch a football and run like Crawford, and they did neither of them, nor did I. But they didn't have the genes, I guess, that I didn't help them much on that. Needless to say, Coach, we are here. It is homecoming. Excited about this one and tonight's contest. Trojans look to go 3-2 and finish up their non-district slate at 3-2, and we're excited to bring all of that to you. Going to take our first break. When we come back, we're going to head down and talk to head coach Thomas Bachman. We'll get his thoughts on tonight and see what he has in mind for this homecoming affair against the Giants of Green Oaks, and we'll do all of that when we come back. Thank you for joining us tonight. You are watching the Ask Trojans exclusively on 446sports.com.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Wherever you are, you're for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Down on the field with head coach Thomas Bachman. The coach is finally here. Homecoming night game. I know you like to get all of that out of the way, but quite frankly, it's probably been a hectic week and you're ready for game time.
Yeah, no doubt. Get the kids focusing on what we got to do, which is play a football game. As we talked on the show Wednesday night, I think it's important to allow the kids to be able to embrace some of the things that come along with homecoming and being a high school student, and they only get this opportunity once, and so you want them to be able to embrace the parade and all the activities around school, but it revolves around the football game, and we want to do a job tonight.
On paper, and that's a terrible way to start things, you should be able to take care of business tonight. How important is it that you come out and have a dominant performance in that first half?
Yeah, we just want to play our best, regardless of what the opponent is, whether it's what people perceive to be a great opponent or whatever. How are you supposed to play? What are you trying to accomplish as an individual and collectively us as a team? The opponent shouldn't matter how hard you play. The level of execution that you have, and don't be mistaken. These guys have some talent, and coach is in his second year trying to get it going and still putting his stamp on the program, and they're going to play hard. We need to play well. That's the big thing for us as we continue. As here it is, week 5, and you just want to take another step forward. And continue to see the progression that we've seen these last few weeks. Take another step forward tonight.
Speaking of progression, we saw the last couple of weeks you've had JT in the backfield with Cunningham too. We talked to JT Wednesday night on the show. He likes that formation on there. It seems to have been successful for you. Any new wrinkles going on?
You never know. We're always looking at things, formationally. I think formations can be, cheap, easy adds. It's our schemes and how you marry it all together. I think Ben used the word for you, in the past. The complexity comes from the simplicity, and that's kind of been our formula now for a while, and so you never know the wrinkles that we're going to add, as we move forward. So, as far as getting him on the field, we're trying to get the most explosive people that we can get, on the field and the ball in their hands, and his speed and what he brings to the table. So it's just, another one of those guys, another element to what we're trying to do offensively.
Well, good luck to you tonight, Coach. As always, thank you for taking time. Speaking of Coach Ben, last night we do a pregame interview with Coach Ben, and I'm having to do this with him, and I was like, man, I'm glad to.
I watched the halftime. I try and check in on those guys every chance that I get. Ben and I talked this morning. Right. Ben and James will forever be a part of what we've done here and whatever we do. They're always a part of us. So I watched that as much as I could last night.
There you go. Head coach Thomas Bachman. We're just a few minutes away from kickoff. Don't forget, when we come back, you'll get our keys to the game. You'll get the Saddler starting lineup, and we'll get the coin toss when we come back. You're watching Ash Trojan football exclusively here on 446 Sports. We are back to Butch Stoker Stadium, and you just we had honoring of the 1972 class 50-year reunion. Saw Coach Joe Morrow out there too. That was good to see Joe. But they presented Coach a $7,000 check in honor of Ruth O'Quinn tonight to the school, and so
for our scholarship.
Principal Miss Goodman was on hand to receive that. So, Coach, we're going to thrust you into the Saddlers towing keys to the game tonight. What do you have for us?
Oh, well, being a homecoming night as a coach, I'll never look forward to it. And I know Coach Bachman kind of alluded to it. They wanted the kids to get involved in it to some degree, but at the same time, it's a kind of a disruption of everything. You want to see the former players come back, and as a coach, you're always happy to see them. But at the same time, the first thing I have is keeping focus. Focus on the game and worry about all the other activities after the game. And the second thing is consistency. Last week played a good first half, got after them right off off the bat, and then kind of slacked up in the second half. Let them get back in the game and made a game out of it, but Trojans managed to come out on top. So hopefully this week we'll start fast and continue to play for 4 quarters. And the third thing, and more importantly, I think, is a sportsmanship issue. I know we played the same bunch last year, I believe it was, and we had a couple of unsportsmanlike penalties called. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we lost a player, got kicked out of the game, and they're going to talk some trash, I'm sure. So we got to be bigger than that and just play our game and not listen to all the talk and stuff. And if we do, we'll come out on top.
There you have it. That is your salad sewing keys to the game. And starters tonight, we've talked about several of them. Again, you'll keep an eye on Joe Bordelon at quarterback. JT Lindsay, Datlin Cunningham will be the running backs. And the wide receiver course goes with Jalen Johnson is out there. Of course, Amirian Mingo, my Mingo, we'll call him. E.J. Scott is there. Eric Jones is there. James Harrington's out there. Number of receivers. Jimmy Duncan, who we saw on the show Wednesday night. Jalen Johnson, Showtime Duke, he likes to go by. So, yeah, we're excited about this group that is out there and ready to go. We'll catch up with everyone else that's out there. You see the color guard that is starting to make their way out onto the field, Coach, and this is a very rapidly moving pregame show, so we'll try to catch up with some of the other players that are in there as we go along. Again, big shout out to Roger Walker and Brett Stallsby, who are on the cameras tonight. We'll have our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard that is in there. And a big shout out to CM6 LLC. They are a new sponsor of ours, and they help with a lot of grading and different work like that for roads and building projects. And Coach, you said you had some stuff they could do in your backyard.
Absolutely. I got a cotton field in my backyard. They could level that bad boy out. I'll have to call them and see what they can do for me.
They came on board to sponsor our Buckeye High School football. Marlon Curtis has that, lives out in Pineville, out on Curtis Road. You know, you've been there a while when the road's named after you, too, out in that way. So excited to have them on board court and do it without any of the sponsors that we have following along. So just a note, and if you're watching this, you already know that, so I don't really need to explain this on there, but our Facebook Live feed will not go live on Facebook. You have to click the link from there and go to Boxcaster YouTube, where it's at. Facebook has just been anything that comes on in the stadiums, they say it's copyrighted music and they shut our broadcast down, so we'll not have that on there. We just recommend that you go over to Boxcast, and you can go to 446sports.com if you go by your phone, which probably 90% of our viewers like to look at it over the phone or their mobile device. Go up in the top right-hand corner. There's the 3 lines. Click on that. Go down to the high school tab. You'll see Ash pop up. Click on Ash, and we are the only game going on tonight, as Buckeye and Menard both had their games last night. Both of them go down, so it is up to the Trojans to get a victory for the 446 Sports Group tonight. You see the Giants from Green Oaks making their way out onto the field and getting ready for the color guard that will be making it out for our pregame prayer and our national anthem. Coach, and that means the coin toss is just a couple of minutes away.
Yeah, the coaches are out. The other team is already on the field, and I have to say the color guard, we got one of the sharpest looking color guards around with that Marine uniform, the white hats and the white trim and all. It looks sharp.
Indeed it is. Get settled in. Trojans are 2-2, looking to move to over 500, and Chuck remembers not to put that camera on us up there, so there you go. And it didn't even look. We've got the officials that are in there now. Back to better programming. Trojans are getting ready to make their way through the banner. And Coach, in the good old days, they used to have that banner that you'd have to tear through, and then they'd redo one and tear through, and then the cheerleaders on Thursday night or Thursdays would paint another one. Now they got a vinyl banner that just rips in the middle and they run out of there.
The invention of Velcro did that, man, and now they just reuse it every game. Best thing around. And the big Trojan blow-up
The
thing.
inflatable that's out there. It is homecoming 2022. The Trojans, again, their record at 2-2. The Giants' record is 2-2. Coach, they've got a victory over Peabody they lost to Peabody. They got a victory prior to that over Booker T. Washington of Shreveport. They lost to Peabody last week, 18-13. And their first on-field win was a week ago, and or 2 weeks ago. They got their first victory of the season via 5A Southwood having to forfeit. Coach, there's been a number of teams that have had to forfeit games this year.
What was the deal? Had an ineligible player? Or,
yes.
Yeah, that's one of the things you have to be careful as a coach is to check your eligibility list. See, if they're legal age and got the right birth certificate, they got the right grades. I mean, there's all kind of things that you got to check as a coach, and sometimes it just slips up on you. Not saying they did it on purpose, but if you get caught with it, that's you have to give up a game because of it.
The junior reserve officers of the Ash Trojans are making their way out. We're going to flip it over to our ambiance and let you hear the halftime or the pregame festivities.
At this time, we all stand, remove your hats, as the prayer will be by Caden Mesh, followed by the Trojan Band with the National Anthem.
You can bow your heads. Dear God, I want to thank you for allowing us all to come out to the football game. Thank you for giving those who came safe travels, and I ask that you give them safe travels back. Thank you for the great Ash faculty and all they do, for the alumni that came out to support the football team, and those responsible for our safety. As October starts tomorrow, will you help us support those who have breast cancer, and will you be with those struggling? This weekend, will you also watch over all those participating in homecoming activities and keep them safe? And tonight, God, I ask that you watch over and protect the players and coaches on both sides during tonight's football game, and help them perform to the best of their abilities. Amen.
And there you have it. We are ready to get things going. Captains for the Trojans tonight: Joe Bordelon, James Harrington, Josh Marie, and try to see the other one. Looks like 85. That is John Barajas. And then we'll get the guys from Green Oaks. Number 1 is Delarius Marshall, getting them as we go along. Number 3 is Marion Dorsey. Number 11, and you'll keep an eye on 11 tonight. That is Jamarion Collins, their wide receiver they like to go to a lot. And number 18 as well, Coach, that is Joseph Carroll. Running quarterback is a sophomore, Tavara Lee. He's number 10, I guess, last week, and 3 of their touchdowns were defensively. They had a pick six, they had a scoop and score, fell on a fumble in the end zone, and had a 2-point conversion that had a safety in that ball game. So a lot of ways to score, but only 1 offensive touchdown throughout that one. Now we'll go down and check out the coin toss of tonight's contest, and you're able to watch it there. The handshake is going on. Again, we told you the Trojans have all purple. They've got the white letters with the white helmet and the gold trimmed Ash logo on the top. Green Oaks with their name across the front of their uniforms, and Giants emblazons the yellow helmet that they wear. Officials are not from this area, out of the area. Number of football games last night, and so they moved some around. Good look at the coin toss in there, and the explanations are coming out of how this is going to be set up. Green Oaks has won the toss. Green Oaks wins the toss in this one, and they have elected to defer. So that will put this high-powered Trojan offense out there, Coach, first. And I don't think you mind that if you're the Trojans. You won't get the ball to start the second half, but if you can go out and make a statement early on, you're going to be okay. Should be JT Lindsay going back deep. We'll see who the Trojans in fact send back. I do see JT. He is a sophomore, very well-spoken young man. He and Jimmy Duncan both were. Mingo is there. Jalen Johnson out on that kick return team, and now we do see Jimmy Duncan. A lot of speed on that kick return team from different positions, Coach, just in case the kicker kicks it at different levels.
Yeah, and traditionally the kicking game has not been one of the strong suits for Green Oaks, and I didn't get a chance to pay attention to the kicking game before in the warm-up, so I really don't know how deep he can kick it, but I would guess no deeper than the 20-yard line at best.
That is Jalen Johnson to the near side. Lindsay goes up to the top of the field. Mingo sits in around the 29-yard line. Harrington out there with him, and Jimmy Duncan to the far side. So again, you've got Lindsay to the top. You've got Johnson to the near side, and we are just about ready to get this thing going. We'll see who teeing it up, number 13 for Green Oaks.
Got 6 across the front. That's usually the sign that you think they might have an onside or possible onside, and the guys are not real deep behind them. So
I wouldn't necessarily say that's the hand teams out there that is up. They are not expecting the onside kick. We are here ready to get things going. Beautiful night for football here at Alexandria Senior High School in J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium. Again, I am Doug Cann alongside of Coach Ernie Lott, and we are ready to get this thing going a little after 7 on this beautiful Friday night, the final Friday in September. And here we go. That is the onside kick rolling around, going to fall into the hands of Jimmy Duncan. Jimmy giving to the near side. He's got it near midfield out to the 45-40, and that's the problem with getting it out to Jimmy. And Trojans will start in plus territory.
And the best thing is we're not having to look into the sun this time of the year. It's down behind the trees, thank goodness, and it's going to be a great night for football because it's nice and cool out there.
This possession will start at the 40.
They're going to back it up?
Yeah, they'll back it up. Look like it's at the 42-yard line. 11:50 starting in this one.
Got a tight set over there with a tight slot.
And Joe starts the roll to the far side, looking to throw the ball. And it is complete to Jalen. Jalen's got it. He's going to make his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Jalen Johnson. Touchdown, Trojans. Right off the bat, a 42-yard TD pass from Bordelon to Jalen Johnson.
I must have seen something on the field.
We're going to go back and watch that replay real quick, Coach.
Over Joe's strong hand side, and he laid that out on the money for a quick 6. Got the old swinging gate here. See if we're going to swing it or we're going to.
And they like to run that with Mingo. Mingo looks like he's ready to call for it and does. He's going to take it and throw that little jump pass to Rushing. And that is a 2-point conversion. That is good. Second time that one has been ran this season.
Rushing's going to get the big head and want to be a tight end.
Right. He's a good one to have out there. We're going to keep it right here. You'll watch this jump pass again. Or look like you're seeing it there on your screen. And that's that jump pass to Rushing. So first points of the game. Trojans up 8-0. 2-point conversion from Mingo to Bryce.
What is he, a 265-pound center tight end?
He's a big old defensive lineman, yeah. And he wears number 5, so he's eligible there. 6'3", 268 goes the senior.
somebody might pick him up, but he keeps catching balls like that. He might become a tight end in the college ranks. I know there's about schools looking at him as a defensive tackle, I'm sure, but with hands like that, he might be a tight end for somebody.
Channing Mesh will get set to kick this one off.
Green Oaks is right up on the line. Like they think we're going onside it now. This guy's offside. Now he's backing up.
11:42. That was just an 8-second drive. And now ready to get this thing underway. First drive, one play, 42 yards, 8 seconds. That was the TD pass from Bordelon to Jalen Johnson. Ready to put a foot into this one is Mesh, and he does. And caught back to the near side. Going to be Marshall's got it there.
Like about the 26, 27 yard line. Start out 1st and 10.
Blackwell with the stop for the Trojans.
Looks like the backs are kind of like scat back types, kind of small. They got some good sized linemen, however.
First down and 10 for Green Oaks. They have it from the 26-yard line. We are early on in this one. Motion comes across, and we're off and going. Back to pass. Now big rush up the middle, facing pressure. Going to be slung out of bounds. And big loss on the field. Looked like Rushing was the first man through there.
Is he able to get rid of it, though? I think he threw the ball at the last minute.
Minor with him there. They are going to say that he threw it away, so it's going to be, they'll call intentional grounding is the penalty. Good pickup there, Coach, and they'll mark it from that spot. So it will be loss of down as well. And we'll mark off where they go with it. It'll be marked from the spot of the foul. They'll move the ball back to the 23-yard line. And it is going to be, we think, yeah, second down and 17. They've got to get to the 40 or to the 37-yard line. 11:27 to go. Still the first minute of play in this one, and the Trojans already a big play offensively and a big play defensively. Officials come in trying to sort this out, and they're going to back them up a little further because now they'll mark off the penalty yardage. So 5 yards, it's from the spot of the foul all the way back to the 15-yard line. And that's going to be
second down. Should be second down.
Second down, because it will be loss of down there. Handoff goes right up the middle.
Picked up a few yards on the play.
They'll give him 3. Jeffers right, Jeremiah in there to make that one, and it is now third down. Just a small gain there.
Looks like the quarterback's a pretty good sized man. I don't know what he weighs.
Young man too, just a freshman, or a sophomore, correction. Clock continues to run, really not wanting to go tempo and give the Trojans any type of opportunity to get things going.
Looks like the linebacker was coming on.
Snap is back, dropping back to pass, now rolling. Trojans force him out of the pocket, over the top, and complete. All the way down to the 30, and the official gets hit by our closest defender. That's going to be a touchdown pass.
Knocked the official down, knocked the player down, and he scores.
Goodness gracious, so give that one 78 yards on that touchdown pass. Goodness gracious.
On that, and I didn't see it, but
sideline warning issued to Green Oaks, but that's a big time play. And Coach, you just wonder if they might have said, hey, look, you know, we're going to go ahead and take an opportunity to go over the top.
Well, they definitely had the guy beat that time. I don't know who had the coverage, but he must have sucked up on the run. I didn't get to see the replay, but that's not the way you want to start here. Give up a touchdown and 2 touchdowns here in the first 12 minutes of, 2 minutes of the game.
Right, we're just a minute and a half into this one, and Green Oaks quickly answers. So we have big passing yards being batted it up. We'll see what there's going to be illegal participation or substitution against the young men from Green Oaks.
I got 12 on the field. I knew they had a little bit too many to cover there than we had. Now they got 11.
That's the flag indication that you see up at the top next to the quarter. Let you know that there was a penalty on there. That's up at our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Big shout out to Wallace, and Green Oaks will be out to go for 2. Play is back off to the side, and that one is, he's going to run around.
It's good.
It's good. Penalty flag at the end of it. So just a lot of confusion down on the field.
The cornerback turned the receiver loose to come back to get the quarterback, and then
that left the quarterback wide. The receiver wide open. See what we can get on that. If the try for point is good. Needless to say, we'll have our first timeout coming up following this. It'll be a 30-second one. Maybe an illegal touch because the official has his hat off. And when he does that, it's normally when he throws somebody, they've been out of bounds. And that is, it's an illegal touch. So, Coach, we'll keep it right here, too. When you see that play, that lets you know that the receiver, the first one that caught it, was the one that went out of bounds. And they throw that hat to let you know that that guy went out of bounds, and you can't be the first one back in to touch the ball. So 8-6 in this one is where it stays. 10:35, just a minute 60 or minute 25.
Redo the extra point here.
Because it was caught, they'll just back it up. So that's 2 penalties now. And this is still the try for point.
Not good coverage by the Trojans in this first series here. I mean, we're turning people loose. I mean, I don't know what the deal is, but if we play in man, they need to stay with the man. Now it's going to be an extra point from the about 22, 23-yard line.
Tavara Lee in there at quarterback. We've seen a pretty solid arm out of that young man tonight, the sophomore. And that's this Green Oaks team, every time we've seen them, and we've seen them, the last 3 or 4 years, they throw the ball really well. Back to pass is Lee. Now he's being pressured, but gets it off.
And again.
The Trojans have got to find a way to get things going. We'll take a quick break with them. Be back in 30 seconds. You're watching Ash Trojan Football on 446 Sports.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
We are back 8-8 in this one, just a minute 25 in. And my goodness, it's JT Lindsay and Jalen Johnson, and you didn't expect those guys to be out there, but maybe once in this game thought the Trojans would be able to come out there and the defense hang on. But goodness, it has been the arm of Tavara Lee that has done work in this one. Joe had just the one play, the one pass. His was a 42-yard touchdown pass, but very impressed with the work of Lee.
Yeah, I've not seen the Trojan secondary get burned up like they had the last 2
Well,
plays.
quite frankly, the guys from EA just missed a number of passes last week on some overthrows.
They were open, right, but this guy's on the money, and receivers have been open.
Kick goes out of bounds.
So I guess we'll take it on the spot, or is it spot foul? Would be the 35 otherwise, but he didn't even get it that far.
Right, so it's got to at least get there. So they're going to call illegal kick out of bounds. The Trojans will have it, coach, from the 45-yard line as well. They'll start this drive.
Yeah, good field position again, but definitely think you can get the defense on the sideline over here. If you can see them, but they're looking at the sky cam, whatever you want to call it, straighten out some issues here, especially in the secondary.
Yeah, they're going to have to work on that. Again, it was a number of overthrows that were the difference in that game. Joe's in there. He's got Cunningham in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the near side. And bringing now, settling in motion. You got 2 receivers in the backfield, or 2 men in the backfield. Mingo's going to get stuffed in the backfield. Mingo came in and settled in the backfield beside Joe and Datlin Cunningham, and that's a loss of 5.
And they kind of slanted that time, and they were in the backfield just about as quick as Mingo got the handoff. Coach is fixing to, I think I have a set 2 with them here.
It is a timeout on the field. Trojans take that one, and not pleased with the start in this one at all. We're going to keep it right here, Coach. This is one of the keys that you talked about. It was just the unsettled nature of that of the homecoming week. It just doesn't seem like that defense, the minds are into it.
Yeah, like I said before, I hated it. I mean, it's all good for the fans and the kids and the returning alumni and all that, but your players have got to be focused on what they're here for. And my thing was, I used to tell them, look, guys, you're only going around this way one time. You're only going to get to play this game a couple of years, and you're going to be gone. Most of you will not play at the next level. You got to play your best right now, and hopefully Coach Bachman has emphasized that fact to these guys.
Mingo and Jones to the near side. Harrington is there at the H-back. Jalen Johnson, the lone receiver at the top. Snap is back. Cunningham's got it. Going up the middle. There's a big hole for Cunningham to the 40, 30, now 20. They won't catch Datlin Cunningham. He's to the house. Touchdown, Trojans. Touchdown, Datlin Cunningham. And Coach, just big, explosive plays in this game.
Well, I hope the defense shows up better than they did the first series.
Watch it here again. Watch Cunningham break a couple of tackles and go right up the middle. That was a 55-yard run, 2 plays. Goodness gracious, now they are lined up for and the clock didn't run at all there. I've got just a shade under 10 minutes in that one. Trojans lead this one 14. High snap again, going to have to fall on it, and does. And the woes at the special teams on the PAT continue for the Trojans. Back in 30 seconds. You're watching Ash Trojan football on 446 Sports.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
We are back, Butch Stoker Stadium. Doug Gann alongside of Coach Ernie Lott, and it was 10 minutes, 10 seconds before that play started. It sits at 10-10 on the scoreboard now. We've got 9:59 unofficially on ours. Mesh set to tee this one up. Trojans took a timeout early in this one and seemed to get things worked out as they go 55 yards right after that for the touchdown.
Well, you're going to see if the defense has got their stuff together, because we can't keep doing this the whole way.
Mesh puts a foot in it to the 10, and now trying to get to the corner and brought down out of play, out of bounds. Marshall on the return. And it'll be first down and 10. Penalty flag once again. And we'll see what, keep an eye on the white hat. Good job of our camera crew for staying focused on the white hat.
Looks like the umpire made the call. I can't see what he said. Holding.
They're going to call a horse collar, but they're calling it against Green Oaks. and they'll push it from the spot of the foul. And I don't know.
Well, undoubtedly one of the blockers must have grabbed and slung somebody down by the shoulder pad. That's a new one on that. Usually it's the guy tackling the runner or the quarterback or whatever with the ball.
Well, here we are, Coach, not even 2 minutes in. We're minute 58 into this one, and there have been 3 scores, 2 by the Trojans and 1 by Green Oaks. Now that pushes them back. It'll be first down and 10 because it was at the end of the play. So they'll start this from the 17-yard line.
I'd like to see some better coverage or either more heat on the quarterback here because they're definitely throwing the ball.
Lee is back in at quarterback. He's got 2 receivers bunched to the near side, 2 spread out at the top. Calls for the ball. Handoff goes right up the middle. Good stop defensively for the Trojans as they got right through there. We'll see who was there. Josh Marie was in there. Jeffers was in there.
He almost lost the ball. Looked like it popped up off the handoff, but he managed to get it back in his hands.
Second down now and 13, 3-yard loss on that one.
He's about ready to crank it up here.
9.5 remaining in this one. First period, we're underway. Back in the shotgun goes Green Oaks. That's Lee where he's been for the first couple of series. We've seen his arm. He throws it well. Fakes that ball, spun around, and that's going to be Trojan football. Offense, they said, no, it's the Trojans football. And so what happened there, Coach, was Lee looked for one side, saw his running back the other side, so he reaches around to hand it to him, and there was nobody there except the Trojans to fall on it. Watch the replay on your screen there. You'll see he just turned around and nobody was there. Looks like Josh Marie dives in and falls on that. So the Trojans will have it from the 12. And, Coach, their MO has been to score with 1 or 2 plays. We'll see if the Trojans can get that here. Datlin Cunningham goes in. Jalen Johnson to the top. Mingo and Duncan to the near side. Datlin switches sides of Cunningham, of Bordelon. Joe calls for the ball and has it now. Throws that one up high, in and out of the hands, but it is a penalty. Looks like it's going to be pass interference in the end zone.
That was not a good decision by Joe because he was not open. He threw it up there hoping the receiver would go up and get it, but he definitely was not open.
Pass interference is going to be the call. From here, should be half the distance to the goal line. We'll put it down around the 5.5, perhaps.
Number 85 checking into the game.
James Harrington, so they like to come in and run the big back. It'll be first down there and 5.
High snap again.
Handoff goes there up the middle into the end zone. JT Lindsay touchdown. Touchdown Trojans. And goodness, it's just been this Trojan offense, Coach. Watch it on your screen there. You'll see Lindsay just Joe gets the snap up there with those 2 men in the backfield that they like to run. And JT gets his way into the end zone. And the Trojans lead this one now 20-8.
Give credit to the offensive line. They had a hole even. I believe I could have run through that time. It's still confusing. They look like they're going to run the swinging gate here for real. And long snap over to the
So they changed that up a little bit. We'll tell you about that when we come back. 30-second break coming up. Trojans lead it 20-8. 9 minutes in. We'll be right back.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
We are back. 99 yards of total offense for the Trojans. Coach, 4 plays, 3 touchdowns. The 55-yard touchdown run by Cunningham, the 6-yard TD run by Lindsay, and the 42-yard touchdown reception, pass and catch from Joe to Johnson. in this one, 8:56. And, man, this is the first time I've seen 4 touchdowns, Coach, in 3 minutes in a game that I've done.
Well, and there's a comedy of errors on both. Green Oaks is definitely helping us out. Other than the one long pass, they fumbled and flipped the ball around and give the Trojans good field position and a short kickoff and everything else. So,
well, I'm gonna tell you this: is that one is kicked high and short.
Uh-oh.
Marshall's got it. He's going to be out to the 50-yard line. And Coach, I'll say that I believe it's the marriage to the English teacher, but you bring out a Shakespeare reference there with your comedy errors. That's good stuff.
Yeah, well, I didn't.
Did you know that?
No, I
you didn't. Okay, I thought you were getting
a slip of the tongue.
Well, I was about to say Miss Sandy's going to be proud of that because there you were putting out some English or some literature, and you didn't even know it.
Yeah. Well,
how about that?
I did read some of those English things.
English things, he says. Lee back in quarterback. He's got 2 receivers to the top and 2 to the near side. They do have the H-back lined up in their number 7.
I think they got 12 on the field again.
And getting an eye on what they're doing.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Play
5,
clock has not started, but they're going to back them up 5 and get illegal participation once again.
Once again, they got 12 on the field. That's a coaching thing there. Somebody's going to sleep.
First down and 15 now, and we will see what Lee is able to do. But had the big long touchdown early on, but that Trojans defense has been opportunistic from the way coming in motion. And it's kind of just a toss to the near side, going to be driven out of bounds. That's Marshall again, and we told you beforehand that he would get the ball a lot.
Number 46 for the Trojans. 48, 46, 48, I can't see.
46 is going to be Gary Matthews. Remember, we saw his first game back last week. Second down and 12, so they give him or they pick up 3 on that one because there was the 5-yard penalty prior. Second down and 12, give Marshall 3 on the reception. Switching sides is the running back now back over. 3 to the top, 1 to the near side for Green Oaks. Ball is snapped and pass is incomplete.
Lucky that wasn't a lateral. He managed to throw it just a little bit forward there, and it's kind of low to the ground, and didn't look like the receiver really wanted to catch the ball either, because there was somebody right in his face. It looked like number 1 for the Trojans.
In what you thought, and still have the opportunity, Coach, you thought this was going to be a back and forth effort when you saw the 2 big drives there at the start, but the Trojans defense has responded, and they've been putting a lot of pressure on these guys. It's 3rd down and 12 now. 20-8, 8:06 to go. You see that at the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard at the top. Lee looking over that defense and calls for it. Back to pass now, rolling around. That one is chunked over the middle, and it is complete. That's going to be a first down. Clock will stop momentarily there as they reset the chains.
You got to give credit to the quarterback there. He's making the throw on the run with people chasing him, and our secondary is not doing a very good job of staying there with their guys.
Not at all. First down and 10. Back into Trojan territory goes the Giants.
I'd like to see the defense keep him in the pocket and have to throw from the pocket rather than letting him roll out, because that gives him extra time, and it makes it a little bit harder for the defensive secondary to stay with the guy for that long period of time.
Ball rests at the 47-yard line of the Trojans. Lee. Handoff goes up the middle and is going to be met right there.
Should have been a legal procedure on that one, because they had 5 guys in the backfield. The wide receiver out here wasn't up on the line of scrimmage, but I'm not officiating, so.
Rushing is there. Matthews is there. Jeffers right on it as well. And they will give him just a couple of yards, make it 2nd down and 8. As the clock continues to run at 7:20 and counting.
Now he's up on the line of scrimmage.
but just barely. That line of scrimmage is a gray area. Back to pass, low snap. Lee looking, snaps it over to the near side, but the receiver had never turned around.
Yeah, wheel right that time, and he was lucky they got to the quarterback because the guy was wide open running down the sideline if they could catch it on the replay there.
No, Chuck had to step away for just a moment, so he's adjusting some camera angle and some camera work. 20-8 in this one. You see that 6:41 remaining first quarter of play. The Trojans had used a timeout. Green Oaks have their full complement. Taking a lot of time, coaches. They all look at those play cards on their wrists, those wrist cards.
Right. It's been down to 3 and 2 and 1.
And they may not get this one off.
Should be a.
And not sure where the delay a game. Oh, they reset the play clock is what they did. Rolling around, ball is back to the quarterback Lee, and that's a big sack. Jeffers Wright is back there. Couple of penalty flags, and we'll see. Think it may come from throwing the ball up like Lee did there at the end. But it's back on the Trojan side of the 50, so we'll have to see.
Well, they had a little extracurricular activity between after the whistle. I don't know if they're going to call it on. Is it all setting?
They're going to call fourth down, whatever the case.
Yeah, I think the two players were getting after it after the whistle. And
well, they backed the ball up, so it is after the foul. They're going to have it on fourth down. And that gets it all the way back to the 44-yard line of Green Oaks.
Must have been a dead ball foul because it's still fourth down.
Yeah, and they've backed it up 8 yards. So, yeah, fourth down and 18.
That's the thing you worry about in a game like this, a little chippiness, and I hope the Trojans have got enough sense to keep it cool, because you don't want to see somebody get thrown out of a game like this.
Back deep to receive should be Washington, and it is.
We got a timeout on the field.
Oh, we got the hydration timeout, or is that
shouldn't have it here at the 6:28 mark.
Intervention to meet with the seniors.
Was that a hydration timeout, or was that just a they call?
6:30 p.m. at the cafeteria.
Not sure what the stoppage they made, Coach. Maybe sorting it out to make sure they had the penalty marker or the penalty, but they are writing one down at the 6:28 mark. So I've got to believe that one has been charged to Green Oaks. So we'll take that timeout away. Normally, when they write it down and they look up at the clock, they're marking down the time when those timeouts were taken.
Oh, okay. I thought it might have been an unsportsmanlike. They were putting his number down. Somebody said something, did something. That's the thing that I'm scared of. Trojans get chippy out here and they start talking trash and have somebody thrown out before the next week's game.
Well, it's been an interesting. And that, speaking of next week's game, that's when the Bearcats of Ruston come to town and we open up district play. And Ruston's just as tough a draw as you'll find on your schedule this year.
They've always got great athletes up in Ruston, and always give the Trojans a tough run for the money as well as everybody else.
Again, Washington, Darius Washington back. That snap rolls around low, does get it away. Good kick. But Washington's going to pick that one up at the 20 now after trying to get his guys away. Turns into some defenders and is going to be brought down at the 27.
It'd been better to run out of bounds that time. I thought we might have been offsides that time, but apparently didn't call it, so it's all good.
Trojans will have it first down and 10, Coach, and it's oddly enough their worst starting field position of the game because it's on their side of the field.
Yeah.
This has been
hadn't been on this side in a while.
So they will start this one from their 25-yard line at 6:19. Haven't even made the hydration timeout.
Got the H-back set this time with a tight end, so I look for the run here.
Cunningham back in the backfield with Joe. Handoff does go to Cunningham. Cunningham trying to bust through. He's at the 40. He's in open. Cunningham's going to go to the house, Coach. That is a big one. Datlin Cunningham, touchdown. Touchdown, Trojans. Goodness gracious. Cunningham has runs on the day, Coach, of 7. Let's see where they started out from the 25. So 75 yards on that one. 55 was his prior one. He's got 130 yards and 2 touchdowns on 2 carries. And my goodness.
You're going to have to come over here and get some oxygen after that one. It's a pretty long run. Nice job of blocking by the Trojans there to spring him around the corner.
6:07 remaining in the first quarter. You heard it right. There have been 33 points in this one. Mingo set to call for it. Has a high snap. Going to run that option. Runs to the near side. Getting in for the 2-point conversion is Cunningham.
None of him because they kind of halfway went to tackle, but they didn't really stick him, so he barreled through for the 2-point conversion.
28-8. You're watching the instant replay on their action still up in the top corner of the screen. And just buries through and gets in there. It is 28-8 in this one. And my goodness, what an explosive start, Coach. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plays and 4 touchdowns. Is that what you have there?
Not too good at ciphering, so that sounds good to me.
130 yards rushing and a 2-point conversion for Cunningham. 2 touchdowns, 2 carries. Too much for this Green Oaks defense has the Trojans offense been. And this is one of those, Coach, that got past that initial wave. And man, that passing attack in the first series for Green Oaks, you thought it was going to be into this, but the adjustment made quickly. And now Mesh set to kick this one off and does. Good kick, gets it down to the 3. Ball goes into the end zone, and that will be an automatic touchback. Once it goes into the end zone, it doesn't matter how it gets there. It's a touchback. Doesn't matter where it's at. Once it rolls into the end zone, it's the touchback. So that kind of bailed him out just a little bit.
We can keep pressure on the quarterback and not give him time to throw, but because the receivers have been getting open if he has time to find them. But the Trojans are doing a better job of getting after him, so he doesn't have time to look. And don't let him get out of the pocket.
This is the point. If you're the Trojans, you just pin your ears back and come after it. The running game not going to be there, so you just keep an eye on Lee and you go get him. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the top. Snap is back to Lee.
Crossing around.
Going down the field, looking for the corner and gets it. And look, I'm going to tell you, that was a beautiful pass to the near side. Put it over the shoulder between the receiver and the sideline.
He's definitely hit him on the money when he's got time to throw. We got another penalty back there.
It looks like they're going to bring it back and be holding again.
It's unfortunate because he did a good job of putting it on the money. The receiver made a nice over-the-shoulder catch. We had a guy right there at the point of passing, but just can't give him no time to throw with them.
That's the second sideline warning, it looks like, that's been called. Unsportsmanlike was the call. And trying to sort it out, they're moving the ball this way. They're going to go ahead and take that the hydration timeout. They'll sort some things out. We'll take it with them, and we'll be back right after this. Trojans lead at 28-8 early in the first period. We'll be back on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
And we are back getting things sorted out. 5:54 until the end of the first, and you see people continuing to make their way in here. You see traffic staying in And, Coach, this one is getting out of hand for Green Oaks quickly. They've got to do something offensively here. The 31-yard line is where they will have it, first down and 10. But am kind of concerned about the open holes defensively for the Trojans on that pass. Bringing a man in motion now. Snap is back. Ball on the ground, and the Trojans come crashing to the ball. That's Josh Marie getting in there, making that big stop.
You know Rustin's going to be looking at this film and seeing these receivers getting open like that.
Well, everybody, I got to believe, is going to see that. And the Trojans will work on it under defensive coordinator Josh Mercer. And, of course, big shout-out to Josh Mercer. Good to see him back in there. Had some, certainly our prayers were with he and his family. And good to see him back here today. God making things work out. Second down and 14. Low snap. Here come the Trojans defenders, Josh Marie, but rolling around. That pass is complete. Trying to tackle up around the head and then out of bounds, and that penalty flag is going to come in from the back of the field, but just tackling high.
Tackling on the Trojans, I believe. Not a real sharp game by the Trojan defense for sure. And this is one of the things that I worry about. Got to give Green Oaks credit. They got some good, quick receivers, but we're not doing a real good job of covering. We're not doing a good job of containing the quarterback, and he's getting extra time to throw.
Well, that ball going all the way down, we think, to the 41-yard line. Yeah, the 40-yard line is where it will be first down and 10. Five minutes even in this one, and in the first period.
This has been a marathon first quarter.
It has a lot of points, 34 points in this one. Lee set back, points out something on the defense, calls for the ball, and snap is back. He's going to try to go up the middle, escapes a couple of tackles and runs to the outside before he is brought down at the 34-yard line.
He got outside the pocket, and number 18 was able to run him down. Otherwise, it's a big game. He still managed to pick up 6-7 yards on the play.
Yeah, give him 6 yards on that one.
Oh, what's that?
And second down and 4 now from the Trojan 34-yard line. And, Coach, this has just turned into a shootout.
Yeah, I know the defense can't be pleased with the effort, especially in the secondary, but hopefully we can get some things straightened out and do a better job of coverage.
Lee with another snap that rolls to him. That handoff off the hip of the running back from the low snap. And that's a good job defensively by the Trojans. Caleb Andrus also back there was Darbon along with Bryce rushing. And that's going to be a loss on the play, make it third down.
A lot of walking around by the Trojans. And, you know, like I say, you got a 20-point lead here in the first quarter, but still, I'd like to see them get after it a little more.
Third down and 6 now after that loss, and that was due to the snap. That's 2 snaps in a row that have actually bounced back to Lee. Green Oaks has it on the 36-yard line of the Trojans.
Yeah, they've either been rolling back
or high. That's another one. That's a good snap, and here comes the pressure of the Trojans. That one thrown and out of bounds.
A good thing, because we might have got a defensive holding on that number 2 for us. It's kind of hanging on. At least he had him covered.
The Trojans have bent a little bit, but they sit here now. It is 4th and 6. If you're Green Oaks, you have no other move but to go for it here.
Well, and they've been throwing the ball and catching it pretty well. So, you know, the running game's pretty non-existent except for the quarterback every now and then getting outside. So they're all looking at their wristband, see what the play's called.
PA announcer Ronnie Schwartz getting that crowd to get up and get going into this one. 4th down and 6 for your Trojans. Lee looks over things, calls for it. Just a big drop. Now he's going to step up in the pocket Pocket collapsing on him, but throws this one away. Going to be incomplete.
Had several shots at him, and he did a good job of eluding the rush and managed to get the ball off. It liked to have been a reception. The defensive man managed to come over and tip it away, but
turnover on downs. The Trojans will have it, and again, we'll point out Ronnie Schwartz did a great job of getting that crowd up and going. He's got terrible jokes, as you saw from his pregame picture, but does a great job on PA over here, and that's as far as I can go with that one. Joe and the Trojans take over from the 35-yard line now, following that for an out.
Let's see if we can find
Joe back to pass, throws that little slip screen, I guess, if you will. That is complete to Mingo. My out to the 45, spun around and dropped down at the 40-yard line, but a penalty flag on the field.
We've had a plethora of penalties on both sides here early in the game.
We'll let them sort that out.
You heard that big word I used.
I did. You've quoted Shakespeare and you said plethora.
Yeah,
Miss Sandy's going to be proud of you.
I don't know what it means, but it sounded good.
They're looking to march this one back as they face that Trojan backfield. But it looks like something, Coach, that they're spotting.
We'll have to wait to see what the call is here. They're marching.
Needless to say, that was against Green Oaks with another penalty. Didn't get the signal. I didn't see it here, but I just know that the Trojans are the beneficiaries of it down to the 25-yard line. 2:58 to go, first quarter of play.
What was the call?
Illegal participation is a call. Lindsay and Cunningham in the backfield.
They've had a couple of issues with that, either on offense and defense, having too many men on the field.
Looks like a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. Be back in 30 seconds. You're watching Ash Trojan football exclusively on 446 Sports.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
No job is too big or small. Trained Honda companies. Give us a call at 318-730.
2:58 remaining until the end of the first quarter of play. This has been a long one. 45 minutes into this first quarter of play, and we still have 3 to go. It's because there's been a lot of scoring on the Trojan side of it. The lone touchdown came on the first drive from Green Oaks. Again in the backfield, it's Lindsay, it's Cunningham. Johnson up in man coverage, solo coverage along near by the sticks. They scrimmage from the 25, do the Trojans. Mingo to the near side. Lindsay's this side, Cunningham's to the top. Snap is back and it goes to Cunningham. Cunningham continues to run. Big first down for the Trojans there. Cunningham with a 14-yard gain. Don't know what happened to him there. Touched the ball and didn't get in the end zone. First down and goal down to the, see where they set the ball at the 9.
The officials finally got the 25-second clock working and changed the batteries in it, so we owe him a couple of batteries here.
First and goal from the 9. Cunningham back in the backfield with Joe. Joe calls for the ball. Handoff, no play action, rolling around. Zips this one in. It is complete. Mingo with the touchdown. Mingo. Touchdown Trojans.
That looked too easy there. He wasn't nobody even around Mingo, and he just caught it right in his hands.
Watch on the replay Joe roll around and just wait for Mingo to come open. And again, we'll have highlights of these throughout.
It's that little underneath drag route that I've been talking about that I'd like to see him run more of. Because if the linebackers come on the stunt, there's nobody back there.
Trojans put up 34, looking for the extra point here, looking for the PAT.
hopefully get a good snap back. We've had issues with the snap.
Snap is good. Mingo with the hold. Kick is up, and it is good. Back in 30 seconds. You're watching Ash Trojan football on 446 Sports.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And we are back to J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium. Second touchdown pass from Bordelon. This one goes to Mingo, just 9 yards out for that TD. So not a lot of yardage, but pretty efficient. 35-8. Remember the rule: once you get to a 42-point lead, the clock is a running clock. No matter if it gets to a tie ball game or whatever, the clock continues to roll throughout. So you'll see a couple of stoppages on there, but this one getting dangerously close to that mark at 35-8. Trojans a couple of scores away from there.
Well, I think that's a good thing, and teams that outland as badly as sometimes it's best just save face. Even if you got your second team out there, that you can always.
Mesh puts a foot into that one, and it just ends up in the end zone. And look, that's dangerous, Coach. It rolled about a yard into the end zone is all that it went in there, and you got to be careful.
And he wasn't even close to it, so if it didn't make the end zone, somebody for the Trojans can pick it up.
They can pick it up, that's right. So that is consecutive touchbacks now for Channing Mesh.
He's getting better every week as far as the distance goes.
Indeed he is, and we talked to Coach about that a couple of weeks ago, and he said the leg is there from Mesh once he learns the technique of kicking the football. And you say, what technique? You roll back and you kick it. That's not so true.
Well, and in spot, you got to, if you kick it too high on the ball, it'll line drive and everything. If you kick it too low, it skies it. So you got that. Put an X on it down there where you want to hit it.
So speaking of that, I'll talk to you about that in just a moment after this. Snap is back to Lee, and it's a toss.
Back pass.
Now he's throwing the ball. Turned around. And incomplete is that one. So did you see the Miami game a week ago when they were pushed back near their end zone? So he didn't have his 15 yards, and it's probably the best football picture that's ever been taken, except for the center. So the guy that's punting kicks the ball, and the ball right up to behind of the up back there.
Missed that one.
Second down on this one following that incomplete pass. 2nd and 10.
If that guy backs up, that's what happens sometimes.
Well, the camera happened to be right there.
A 3-man rush.
Lee calls for it. Handoff up the middle now, breaking it to the outside and going to be run out of bounds.
Green Oaks got pretty good speed.
Player down at the middle, but he hops up. Now 3rd down, and let's see what they gave him on that one. Or are they calling a
looks like they got another flag.
Holding against the offense in this one, so that will repeat 2nd down. I'm working down in distance on here like we have it on the screen, but I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard bringing you the score, and that just shows you why I have binoculars when I call basketball games. So Chuck, don't laugh at me. 2nd down and 20.
I'm impressed that you're multitasking, because that'd be more than I can do. Try to be talking.
Well, now, Coach, you did run the sound that one week too.
Yeah, well, I can push 2 buttons, and that's about the max for me.
Lee back in the shotgun again. Snap is back. Looking to pass, and here comes the pressure. Good blitz right up the middle, and the Trojans are going to have the sack.
It's a good thing, because we definitely got burned over here. Once again, their receivers are doing a good job of making it.
Rushing and Darbon. You see the pressure, Coach, right up the middle. Watch it come, and that's good coverage from the end of it. 3rd down now and a loss of 4, so it'll make it 3rd down and 21.
Let's go, third down and 21.
Doing a lot of double moves, and you got to have a lot of time for the quarterback to throw it now. The Green Oaks, he's not getting that time. Otherwise, receivers are getting open later down the field, but he's not having time to find it. And a little confusion here about what we're going to run.
No time on the play clock. They're going to call delay a game, and we'll run the clock down to catch it up to where it is officially here. 59 seconds remain in this one, so we'll stop it when it catches up to what the play clock is, the game clock is here. 24, they'll move him back 3 yards, and it's just third down and a long way to go. Back inside the 5 to the, or to the 7 to the 6.
Definitely, I would be backing up and giving them the underneath route here.
Lee brings a man in motion, calls for the ball and gets it. Now running up the middle. Here comes that pressure again. Lee trying to get out of it and does not. He won't be whistled for a sack, but it's going to be fourth down. That's Darbone again coming in there, and this is that punt team that comes out there, and they're going to get, you got to believe they're close to getting whistled for throwing the ball up like that. A little bit of delay of game, but nothing called there. That is a little bit of a warning as the official to the far side is talking to the coaches over there.
Yeah, it's frustration on his part, and you know, and I can understand it, but you don't do something that.
You don't do something that's out of character right there. Back to punt now for Green Oaks. Darius Washington stands at the 40-yard line, 11 seconds. And again, the play clock runs out. And that's delay of game once again. And
not real sharp as far as it. We got 5 seconds.
The execution
on the clock.
is off tonight for Green Oaks in this one. Washington stays at the 37. Snap is back. Trojans come in with pressure but don't get it. Good kick has got away. Washington's got it 37, now 35. Trying to get outside to the 30. Final play of this first quarter is going to be that punt return to the 31-yard line. And that's where the Trojans will have it when we start things off in the second. 35-8, the Trojans lead it. They'll have it first down and 10 when we come back. You're watching Ash Trojan football right here on 446 Sports.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Back to start things off in the second period. Trojans have it first down and 10.
And like we were talking with the official over here, it was 53 minutes in that play, that first quarter.
Bordelon has Jones at the top, Cunningham in the backfield with him, Mingo and Duncan and Jalen to the near side. Back to pass is Joe. He's got to scramble to the near side. Slings that ball around. Is complete to Jalen Johnson to the 20. Breaks out of a tackle, 10-5. Touchdown, Jalen Johnson. Touchdown, Trojans.
That was a heck of a job by Jalen. He broke the tackle and just flat ran away from the guy.
Watch the replay here as good job of Joe getting out of traffic, gets it to Johnson and breaks out of 2 tacklers that looked like, Coach, they were trying to strip the football. But Jalen Johnson that time goes 33 yards, we believe, on that touchdown. Van Dyke in there for the PAT. And the Trojans lead this one 41-8.
And there is a flag on the play.
Again.
The officials here going to have to break out a new sheet up in the press box to.
He's already filled out one full one.
Trojans will not take it. Van Dyke will try again.
41-8. Van Dyke on to attempt the PAT, we believe, is what I heard up here, and it is. On for the PAT, 41. Scoreboard gets a little jumpy on us here as we're making our moves on it. But we are in the second period. The Trojans have just been executing at will in this one. Kat Cunningham with a couple of touchdown rushes. That kick is up, and it is good. Trojans lead this one 42-8. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be right back. You're watching Ash Trojan football on 446 Sports.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Back to live action we go here at Butch Stoker Stadium. Homecoming 2022. Trojans look to make their mark 3-2 on the season, and nothing in my mind, Coach, would tell me anything different about that one based on just the first 12 minutes and 10 seconds of this game. Trojans have scored 6 touchdowns in this one, 2 by Cunningham, 2 receptions by Johnson, 1 reception by Mingo, and JT Lindsay has added a score as well.
Looks like number 7 for the Green Oaks don't even want to be on the field. He was trying to walk off on the sideline.
Well, you know, Green Oaks moves down to 2A this year. It's a tough move for them. A young sophomore quarterback. And they've just ran into a buzzsaw tonight in Alexandria.
He's headed for the sideline if he gets the
flag is going to be.
Oh, I don't know. Undoubtedly, they must not call too much up in the Shreveport Association, because there's been a scad of penalties here, and a lot of them are, you know, I call them dumb penalties, you know, blocking below the waist and all that kind of stuff that you know is definitely illegal.
They're going to mark that off. Let's see. It's going to be a
from the spot, so I would say.
Look, a block below the waist against the Giants.
I don't know what the total penalty yardage, but I guarantee you it's well over 100 yards against the Green Oak.
About 4-1. No, we're about 2-1 because there was a big first drive there. Penalty yardage to
the Trojans.
Total yardage for Green Oaks. 11:41 to go, second period until halftime. 42-8 in this one. Trojans a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from getting that clock running throughout the duration of this one. Lee calls for the ball and has it right up the middle. It goes. Josh Marie, Bryce rushing. Stop that one from where it started.
Good job by the Trojans to not slamming him to the ground that time or picking up a
loss of, yeah, exactly. And that's one thing that you talked about, Coach, was making sure that they didn't have that happen to them. Second down 13 following that loss of 3. And that ball is all the way back to the 5-yard line. Have to get out to the 19. So second down and 14 officially.
In fairness to Green Oaks, they've got a lot of guys going both ways, offensive and defensively, and so you know they got to be getting tired here.
Indeed they do. Proud program out of the Shreveport area. And
penalty again. Is this a legal procedure? delay of game.
That's the third delay of game by my count, Coach. Is that right?
At least that many. They must not have a play clock up in Shreveport or something. Undoubtedly.
10:43 remaining until halftime. Half the distance. Puts it back to the 2.5. Is going to make it second down and 17 here in this one. And you got to believe those Trojans are going to come back defensively after the quarterback trying to stop something in the backfield. You know, they're sniffing out the safety. They would like to come up here and let their defense get a stop in the end zone. And remember, a penalty in the end zone will result in a safety as well.
Second down.
Lee calls for it. Shotgun in the end zone. Snap is back. Good pressure in the back, and that's going to be that safety, Coach, as the stop is made in the backfield. Good job getting in there for the Trojans. Number 94, Jeffers Wright, who gets in there. So the Trojans move to 44 following the safety, and now have got a free kick it back to the Trojans here. So the defense gets on the board at 10:15.
If you watch on video there, you can see that they're dejected. They're walking off. They got the helmets off. They're walking off to the sideline.
And this is a tough one, Coach, for either side of it, because you've got Ruston coming in next week and would have liked to had a little bit better matchup. But you schedule these things a couple of years out, so you don't know where you're going. Didn't anticipate the move down to 2A from Green Oaks, and they've had it. But I'm going to tell you this. That young man that is quarterback, Tavara Lee, throws the ball well. I expect to see big things out of him his junior and senior year.
Right. If he gets some blocking, a little more help, the receiver's doing a good job at times getting open. It's just they don't have a whole lot of
just outmanned
blocking,
in this one.
And the defense, the guys are having especially the linemen are all basically going both ways, and that's tough, especially when you're playing a 5A school. That, you know, you got an offense, a defense, kicking team, and all that. And I've been in the AA level before, and you know, you got guys doing everything. You know?
Right.
And it's hard to play a team like that when you just flat out man.
44-8 your score in this one. Again, that gets you closer, Coach, now to the next touchdown by the Trojans, barring anything from Green Oaks, will get that clock running throughout. That's a new rule this year, that once you get to 42 points, they go to the running clock throughout. And to think that you would get it this early, perhaps in the first half, is something.
Well, and if they do get that, I'm sure Coach Bachman will put the JVers, second teamers out there and give them.
Kick is back, and it is fielded by Johnson. Johnson to the 40, 45, 50 goes Jalen. Jalen to the 45 into Green Oaks territory, driven out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Nice return, good field position. Say, go for the throw here and throw the bomb right off the bat, or give it to Jalen. Uh-oh, we got a holding on the Trojans on the return.
So that's going to bring this one back following that flag. It'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
I think the referee over here beside me, he's going to have to get a new pencil or something.
I think I saw his hand cramping up a little from all the penalties he was writing down.
Yeah, you know, they got to keep track of that nowadays. We didn't have to do it back in my day, but now you got to write it down, who made the call and what yard line.
But you got to remember, Coach, back in your day, the forward pass hadn't been invented.
Come on now.
That came along. Sorry, that's the laugh. Well, you were laughing too much at the spot. So a lot of jokes made. There was a small set of clothes left in here, and yeah. Anyway, 10:05. That started the whole thing.
Uh-oh, here come a big one on the field. Let's see how many they got on there. 1, 2, 3.
Bordelon with the handoff to Lindsey. Lindsey's got it fighting his way back into Green Oaks territory to the 45.
The only thing you worry about here for the Trojans, you know, you got first teamers out there. You don't want anybody to get hurt.
Well, they're going to finish off and get to get back to Joe Point. He's got to scramble to the near side. At halftime, slings that ball around. It's complete. Highlights, so you'll be able to see Jalen Johnson to the 20. Breaks out of a tackle, 10-5. Touchdown, Jalen Johnson. Touchdown, Trojans. Zips this one out complete. That is Duncan. Duncan fumbles the ball. Ball is rolling around again, and it is going to be Green Oaks football. And that's, Coach, why you want to work on, we'll get the clock down to catch up to where it is, 9:24 remaining, and that's something that you have to watch out for, or is getting a little bit sloppy there.
Yeah, he had a nice reception. He just didn't tuck the ball away and then laid it on the ground. We had a shot at it by the other receiver, but he wasn't able to come up with it. It's going to give Green Oaks a little life here after your defense just held him and got a safety.
So again, coming up at halftime, it'll be an extended halftime, 20-minute half, because it is homecoming. They'll have the presentation of the homecoming court, and we will cover that live for you out here. We'll turn it over and let you listen to the proceedings that go on here. But now it is first down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Lee from the shotgun calls for the football. Back to pass. Looking to run now, being pressured, has to roll around to the far side. Pumps, throws that one off. In and out of the hands and incomplete.
Had a chance to pick it right there and then didn't come up with it.
Chris Clark coming up, knocking that one away. And that will bring up second down.
Got some youngsters running on and off the field here. That linebacker, now the regular linebacker's back out there.
In a game like this, you have to make sure that you get it to that running clock portion, though. You don't want to drag this one on. So you try to get it there if it's in reach, and it is. Just 6 points separate that. But Green Oaks wanting to have none of that. They're going to battle the entire way. Snap is back. Quick pass over to the far side, complete. First down, Marshall on that reception out to the 47.
A lot of arm grab in there. Of course, he's pretty quick. I got to give him credit for that, but I see that next week it's going to be bad news.
That's when the Trojans welcome in the Bearcats of Ruston. That will open up district. Trojans will move into district with a 3-2 mark.
Got some substitutes coming in for the Trojans here on the defensive line.
First down completion there, so it remains first down and 10 for Green Oaks. They move the ball out to their own 47-yard line. 44-8. You see the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Back to passes. Lee, pump fake, draws rushing up into the air, and now throws this one, but looked to be past the line of scrimmage. And the flag looks like the flag is thrown. Lee was a couple of yards past the line of scrimmage when he threw that pass. Going to be an illegal forward pass, I do believe. And it is. Illegal forward pass is whistled against Tavora Lee. And great job on the pump fake to get the defenders up in the air. Then he took off, but was a yard or two past the line of scrimmage when he threw it, and that's going to move it back 5 yards from the spot of the foul, which was the 47. So back to the 42. It'll be second down and 13. Back to pass now, rolling around, coming to the near side. It pressures their balls on the ground. Trojans fall on it. Trojans have the football. And
Deshaun Cooper?
No. 91 with the recovery
91.
for the Trojans. Dwight Minor falls on that one.
Falls on the ball. Trojans recover. There's a timeout.
Dwight Minor, 91 with the recovery. Trojans will have it first down and 10 from the 35-yard line. And well, you had an opportunity there if you're Green Oaks to stay in this one following the turnover. First down and 10 from the 35-yard line, though, goes Joe and the Trojans. Cunningham flanked off to the right. Now they look back to the near side. You've got Mingo and Jones at the top nearest the Green Oaks sideline, and Jalen Johnson in lone coverage to the near side.
And they run another guy out on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Snap is back. Joe's got it. He steps up in the pocket, zips this one down the middle, and just too tall to call.
If I'm not mistaken, if I didn't count wrong, they got 12 on the field, but I may be wrong because somebody came on late.
Second down and 10.
Nope, they just 11. My bad. Thought they had an extra in there.
8:11 to go. This quarter did go a little bit quicker, or is going a little bit quicker. Dare I say, you hate to jinx that. 57 minutes, 53 minutes for that first period.
I'd like to see a running play here.
Joe calls for the ball, and it is. Handoff is made there, getting to the outside. Looks to be Cunningham driven out of bounds at the 33. That's going to be a first down.
Yeah, it was good arm grab tackle there by the defender. He was able to eventually get him to the ground.
7:56 until halftime. Trojans have it first down and 10 from their 22-yard line of Green Oaks.
I think, what did you call this the other night, Coach? Pace.
This is the pace car offense, not the NASCAR offense.
Taking their time between plays. And
Cunningham to the near side. They bring Mingo in motion.
now we got movement.
And now offsides against the Trojans. And what you don't like to see, Coach, is there was a little bit of jawing between a couple of the Trojans with each other about that.
Yeah. Well, and you got this, you know, I hate to say it, but, you know, I want the ball, give me the ball, you know, that kind of thing. And that starts, you got a 40-something or a 30-something point lead here. Just whoever gets it, and I'll be happy, and let's go home.
Clock continues to run out past the 7-minute mark. And another false start in this one. And I'm going to tell you that Coach Bachman is not going to be thrilled about this.
That's the thing that I was talking about, is focus. You know, you jump up on a big lead, and then you start coasting and making mental mistakes, and then it's going to come back to bite you.
And again, opponents are going to watch this. They'll watch the tape on there. You know, the Bearcats will see this, and you want to see a crisply moving team. Here comes Trojans still trying to work that same play. Play action to Mingo. Now Joe back to pass. Dumps this one out incomplete, trying to throw the ball off his back foot.
And that's a left-handed quarterback rolling to his right. That's a difficult throw at best, and he was not able to get set up like he wanted to because he had some pressure on him.
What'd you say, Coach? Comedy of errors.
This whole series for the last 3 or 4 plays, that's exactly what it's been.
A lot of work to do for the Trojans here on this one. Second down and 20. Ball rests on the 32-yard line of Green Oaks. Cunningham switches from the right to the left. Bordelon brings him in motion.
I'd like to see a sweep right here because he's got it on the
Quick
outside.
throw to the near side. Jalen's got it, tries to make a man miss, and does, out to the 21-yard line.
Not even close to getting back to the original line of scrimmage, though. He still had to get to the 21-yard line, and we're still on about the 25.
Look like they've had a
20, yes.
Going to be a penalty flag against the Trojans.
This may set a world record for the most penalties by 2 teams in a half.
Just miscue after miscue, and one of the things you wonder is the focus gone in this one?
Yeah, well, when you jump out to an early lead, you get complacent, I guess. Somebody's got to take leadership right here and snap them out of it. Here it is. What down is? I don't even lost the down.
Got to believe it is
second forever.
Second and a long way to go. Joe stepping up, runs into his own lineman, now bangs around out of there, throws that one, and it is waiting for a signal. Looked like they're going to call it complete.
And we'll get back close to the original.
Still a ways away from, and it's going to be 3rd down now and 12. Right at 6 minutes, and they'll stop it here for the hydration timeout. We're going to take,
Coach gets in his ear.
And we'll keep it right here, Coach. And focus has been the key. You jump out, and oftentimes you see that. You jump out to that big of a lead. And
yeah, we've had at least 5 penalties in this whole series right here, and it's some on them, some on us, and then it's just, I don't know, sloppy. We had a little session there in the end of the first quarter. There were things were rolling along pretty good, and then here in the second quarter, it's not been quite as sharp.
Second home game in a row for the Trojans. They played 2 at home, or 1 at home, 2 on the road, and now they've been back here for a couple. They play their 3rd straight game at home as they welcome in the Bearcats of Ruston as they open up District 2 5A play. Ruston, just as tough a draw as you'll find on this schedule. And
if we play like that against Ruston, it will not be pretty.
We'll talk about that Thursday night on the pregame, or on the Coach Bachman show from Walk On. Snap is back. Joe looking over the top, trying to get it right here, in and out of the hands of Mingo, and he's able to bring that one in. It's going to be 4th down now.
I believe that one's on Joe. He's trying to throw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball on a crossing route, and if he'd just floated it out there for him.
And the play's been open. The play, that crossing pattern, the receivers have been pretty much able to do what they want, and if Joe gets that kind of time, then he's going to be just fine. But he's got to get that finesse and that touch, and here's an opportunity for him to work on that.
Yeah, definitely he's got to work on that a little bit more. He's not trying to throw it so hard now. The deep route, that's one thing, or the sideline routes, but crossing routes, you want to just kind of float it across there.
Snap is back. Joe's getting pressure to throw that one again off his back foot. Going to be a turnover on downs.
Not a sharp series for the offense that time.
No, not at all. And, 5 minutes ago of play clock time, we were talking about maybe getting this thing to that running clock. And it has been very liberally ran in this quarter. But the Trojans just... all of the intensity and work that they had to start with, man, that is gone on that drive.
Yeah, well, we've got some backups on the front line for the defense here. They've taken out number 5. They've taken out rushing. They've taken out some of the other down guys. Got a whole new defensive front up there. Catch some of the numbers. 91 looks like White Minor.
Tay Frazier to the near side now is in the game.
Looks like number, can't see the
running an offensive lineman on late is Green Oaks. Sending a man in motion now. Lee's got it. He's going to keep it himself and go up the middle. First time that we've seen him run. That's a good tackle up the middle, just hanging on. That was 95 that made that one. Elijah Nelson, the sophomore defensive lineman, gets that one. Going to make it 2nd down. They'll give him 7 on the carry. Make it 2nd down and 3. Out to the 35-yard line, or 30-yard line is where the ball rests. 5 minutes to go here until halftime. Remember, Green Oaks gets it to start things off in the second half. Lee surveys the defense. He's got a running back beside him, but he's back there to block as Lee's trying to put this one in the air. Good pressure, but is going to step through the pressure. Good closing speed to the near side for the Trojans.
Better job.
Coming up with that was number 16. That was Caleb Andrus making that play, and they'll give him a yard on it, so it's not going to be a sack. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
It was a good job by the secondary that time. They had their receivers all covered, and he had to run with it, and they stayed with their guy the whole time. He was not able to find somebody open.
Homecoming 2022, Trojans have been in command of this when the game started out 8-0, and then the Green Oaks came right back and answered that. We were tied at 8-8. Don't forget, we will follow the homecoming festivities for you during the halftime.
call a timeout here, I believe. Coach is trying to come up with a play, pick up a first down.
And that is the final timeout for Green Oaks here in the first half. And you see the coordinators just getting there. Again,
just talking to the referee here, he said there's 23 fouls been called in this first half.
23 penalties in the first half, and my goodness, it has. And I can remember just about each and every one of them here. Again, we remind you, coming up at halftime, the homecoming court. We will present that to you in its entirety. Folks at home want to keep a little memento of that. Don't worry, it's not going to be ruined by shoddy play-by-play by myself. We're just going to let you listen to everything over the loudspeakers. We will be right here next week, next Friday night, as the Trojans open up District 2-5 action against the visiting Bearcats of Ruston. And Ruston, just as good a team in the state as you will find, big and fast and athletic and well coached. Should be a good one here from Butch Stoker Stadium. We'll talk about it all Thursday night on the Thomas Bachman Show live from Walk-Ons. Making a point to get out there and see that one.
Big series right here if we can get a stop.
Snap is back. Play action. Ball snapped over there, and a good open field tackle.
It's a good job by the defense of making an open field tackle and keeping it from picking up a first down.
That is John Barajas with the tackle on that one. And Coach, you love seeing open field work. You see it on your screen there. Watch Barajas come up and make this open field tackle, and just a good piece of tackling.
That was something they weren't doing in the first quarter, because they had receivers running past him and they were reaching and grabbing, and he came up and stuck him. So let's see, they're apparently going to punt.
Washington puts his heels on the 40-yard line where he sits back to anticipating the return of this one. Snap is back, and it's a good one. Short kick, gonna need to get out of the way, but it takes a big bounce. Washington picks it up now. He's 50 and 40, spun around trying to stay in bounds. Trojans will take over here at the 36-yard line is where they'll have it.
Hopefully we can get through a series here without some penalties and get to the halftime.
This is one of those you expect maybe to take a shot at the end zone.
Spoke too soon. Flag on the 48-yard line out there.
Well, so theoretically the drive hasn't had penalties because this is...
Hadn't started the drive.
Right.
Yeah.
Penalty number 24.
Well, one thing to say, the striped shirts are earning their money tonight, because their arms will be sore tomorrow from having to fling the flags.
Going to go in at halftime and ice them down a little bit, get some therapy.
Well, in all fairness to them, you know, that they are the flags are legit. It's not like they're making them up. They're happening, holding and doing all the stuff, and
all the way back to the 35-yard line go the Trojans. I still think you come out and try to air one out. Of course, Cunningham, anytime he touched it the first couple of times, got into the end zone with it.
Well, I mean, Joe, just a little touch I would like to see.
Cunningham does get it this time. He's trying to find a seam to the 40, 45. Now Cunningham to the 50, brought down in midfield.
Those guys on the other side are tired, and they're just trying to hang on here to make it to the half.
And would be a big piece of, I guess, momentum if you can get over that running clock section, Coach, here before the half.
Yeah, well, our offense is fresh. They, you know, and like I say, I've seen number 7 out there for Green Oaks. He's playing both ways. He's on the kickoff team. He's on the defense. He's on the offense. And
you talk about that. Not a lot of reserves out there for this Green Oaks ball club, and that's tough when he gets to this point. Handoff goes up the middle once again. This time it is Lindsey. Lindsey with a pickup of 4. Make it 2nd down and 6.
And that's that number 7 I was just talking about. He was in there on the play as well. He's doing a heck of a job. Like I say, considering he's having to play offense and defense and special teams and everything else.
And again, I have to echo this. It is not the Trojans trying to run it up. There's Lindsey up the middle. Lindsey to the 30, 25. He's going to outrun them all. Lindsey to the house. Touchdown, JT Lindsey. The sophomore goes to the house. Touchdown, Trojans.
We got it to the 50 mark, so 42-point lead. Is that what it is?
Yes, it is. And so that's once it hits the 42 points, then that will mean the clock will run throughout the second half, and you cannot come out of that either.
They got number 85.
JT with his second touchdown. Let's see how far that went, where they were at.
Tanner Townsend checked in number 83 to take his place on the extra point.
50-8 in this one. Extra point is into the line and no good. And that does get the clock running here throughout. So that'll wind it to the half, even through while they're switching fields. And it's just, it'll run throughout. Unless there is a timeout taken in there, the clock won't stop the rest of the way. You'll get down to the half, through the half, and both of the quarters in the second half. And it doesn't matter if Coach Green Oaks was to take this one back to the house and get it inside of 42 minutes. What? So again, coming up at halftime, we've told you this a couple of times, the homecoming court will have their announcement. We saw the 50th anniversary or 50th class reunion was out there celebrating that. That class of 1972 was there tonight.
Let's see, where was that?
I was learning to walk. Oh my!
No, I didn't drop out by that time. I was on the streets.
All right, glad to have you up in the booth with us tonight, though. Kickoff is back to the 5, now slipping down, spinning around. Going to be brought down at the 20-yard line.
Now we got a lot of reserve, number 69, number 82.
Trojans, in honor of that 50-year reunion of the class of 72, put up 50 first-half points in this one. And
at the young secondary out there, number 21. Let's see.
So the point that I was getting back, Coach, if it goes under 42, that doesn't put it back into a point where the clock starts stopping. Once you achieve that 42-point mark, then it goes and it runs.
Okay. Well, number 21 is not on the roster here, so I don't know who he is. Trying to get these young guys that are on the field, because they can see it on the video there. Recognize the guys. Looks like number 30.
Lee moving things around offensively for Green Oaks, calls for the ball. Bumming around in the backfield, and that is going to be dropped in the backfield. That is number 95 that is in there. Elijah Nelson gets the tackle there.
Nelson in on the tackle.
Number 1 never moved off the line of
That'll do it for your halftime.
And that will do it for the first half of play. I guess their clock ran a little quicker than mine did. But we have reached halftime here in Butch Stoker Stadium. 50-8, the Trojans have the lead, and that'll wrap things up for us. We're going to take a break, send it back to the studio real quick, send it back for a commercial break, and then we'll get on here for the halftime festivities. Don't go anywhere. Halftime coming up on 446 Sports.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2022 Alexandria Senior High School Homecoming festivities. Forming tonight's honor guard for the 2022 Homecoming Court are members of the Ash Flag Line, led by Captain Isabella Matthews. The Ash Troy Dolls, led by Captain Marley Bird. Trojan Cheerleaders, led by Captains Chloe Evans and Jane Bruno. The Ash Palm Line, under the leadership of Emma Nobles, Zanaya White, Caden Shellmeyer, Campbell Oasis, and the Honor Guard, commanded by Ash MCJ ROTC Company Commander, Cadet First Sergeant Benjamin Melder. The music tonight is provided by the Alexandria Senior High Band, under the direction of Mr. Jonathan Perkins and Kelton Spurgeon, and drum major Karen Mikulus, and drumline captain Jeremiah Branch and Jesse Owens. Tonight's flowers were presented by Always Your Flowers by Sheila. Serving as flower girl and crown bearer for tonight's festivities, we have Tinley Freeman and Carson Kirkendall. Tinley is the daughter of Coach Jared and Sarah Freeman. She is 5 years old and is in kindergarten. Tinley attends Phoenix Magnet Elementary. She enjoys playing t-ball and cheerleading. Carson is the son of Coach Chris and Tracy Kirkendall. He is 8 years old and is in the 3rd grade. Carson attends Caroline Dorman Junior High. He enjoys playing baseball and loves Ash football. Now, for the presentation of the 2022 Alexandria Senior High Homecoming Court. Court members will be presented in alphabetical order. Introducing Miss Kiera Viray Allen. Kiera is a junior and is being escorted tonight by her father, Kyle Allen. She is the daughter of Felicia Henry and Kyle Allen. Kiera currently has a 3.7 GPA and maintains AB honor roll. She was a 2-year member and manager of Palm Line. She is currently involved in Trojan Mentors, a 3-year choir and FCA member, 2nd-year theater, Best Buddies, and Educator Rising member. She also serves as the Junior Class Student Council President. She is a member of Zion Hill Baptist Church. She enjoys singing and hanging out with family and friends. After graduation, Kiera plans to study to become a traveling nurse. Miss Kiera Beret Allen. Introducing Miss Paige Marie Andrews. Paige is a senior and is being escorted by her father, Trey Andrews. She is the daughter of Katie and Trey Andrews. Paige currently has a 3.8 GPA and is a student council class representative. She is a 4-year member of the art club and a 2-year recipient of the Top Art Student Award. Paige is a 4-year member of FCA and currently serves on the leadership team. She is a parishioner at OLPS and attends Calvary Youth Group. Paige has been a member of the National Honor Society, Best Buddies, Trojan Mentors, Soccer, Epic Yearbook Staff, Environmental Club, Key Club, Y Teens, Youth Volunteer Corps, Palm Line, and a Louisiana Girl State Delegate. She enjoys spending quality time with her friends and family. After graduation, she plans on attending Louisiana Tech University to become an orthodontist. Miss Paige Marie Andrews. Introducing Miss Sarah Frances Crenshaw. Sarah is a senior and is being escorted by her father, Will Crenshaw. She is the daughter of Will and Martha Crenshaw. Sarah has a 4.0 GPA and is a 4-year representative of the Student Council. She currently serves as the senior class president. Sarah is a 4-year member of the Ash soccer team and has served as a captain for 2 years. She received the team offensive MVP and several other soccer honors. During her junior year, Sarah set a school record on the girls' track team in the 4x8 event. She has been a member of Trojan Mentors, Best Buddies, FCA, Trojan TV, Key Club, Environmental Club, and the National Honor Society. After graduation, Sarah plans to attend college and continue her soccer career. Miss Sarah Frances Crenshaw. Introducing Miss Amelia Kate Marlow. Amelia is being escorted by her father, Lee Marlow. Amelia is the daughter of Allison and Lee Marlow. She currently has a 4.0 GPA and is on the A honor roll. Amelia is a 4-year member of the tennis team and has qualified for state and competed in the quarterfinals in girls doubles. She has also been a member of the National Honor Society, the National Spanish Honor Society, Key Club, YVC, Best Buddies, Art Club, Spanish Club, Trojan Mentors, Trojan TV, and Palm Line, and is a Louisiana Girls State Delegate. After graduation, Amelia plans to attend Louisiana State University. Miss Amelia Kate Marlow. Introducing Miss Ava Grace Mitchell. Ava Grace is a freshman and is being escorted by her father, Rick Mitchell. She is the daughter of Rick and Crystal Mitchell. Ava Grace currently serves as a Palm Line co-captain. She is a member of FCA, Best Buddies, Key Club, Model United Nations Club, the National Academy of Future Physicians and Medical Scientists, and the Congress of Future Medical Leaders. Ava Grace has been dancing for 11 years. She is a senior company member at Steps Dance Studio and the Red River Dance Theater. Ava Grace dedicates her time to improving awareness of the arts in Cenla through active participation in events such as the Nutcracker production, the City of Alexandria Juneteenth celebration, and Winterfest. She is a member of the Christian Worship Center. She enjoys spending time with her dogs, traveling, and reading. Ava Grace plans to attend Louisiana State University to major in biological engineering. Miss Ava Grace Mitchell. Introducing Miss Reagan Virginia Monroe. Reagan is a junior and is being escorted by her father, Daryl Monroe. She is the daughter of Daryl and Natalie Monroe. She currently has a 4.2 GPA and is ranked number 4 in the junior class. Reagan has been a member of the cross-country track and soccer teams for 3 years and has received several recognitions. She currently holds the school track record in the 3,200 millimeter. Reagan is a member of the FCA leadership team and serves as the Student Council Executive Student Body Treasurer and the Art Club Vice President. She has been a member of Youth Volunteer Corps and the National Spanish Honor Society as the Membership Secretary, Spanish Club, Trojan TV, Ash Media Team, Environmental Club, Trojan Mentors, and Palmline. Miss Reagan Virginia Monroe. Introducing Trinity Janae Brianne Patrick. Trinity is a sophomore and is being escorted by her father, Carl Patrick Sr. She is the daughter of Carl Patrick Sr. and Shannon Williams Henderson. Trinity currently has a 3.6 GPA. She was a member of Palmline and the Troy Dolls competition team her freshman year, and this is her second year as a Troy Doll. Trinity has been dancing for 10 years at the Dance Center, where she is a member of the elite team. She will be featured in Ash's upcoming play, The Color Purple, as one of the principal dancers. Trinity attends Mount Triumph Baptist Church, where she is in the choir, assists with the youth church, and praises praise dancers. In her free time, Trinity likes to choreograph dances, watch TikTok, and hang out with her friends and family. Miss Trinity Janae Brianne Patrick. Introducing Miss Nina Poros. Nina is a senior and is being escorted by her father, Alex Poros. She is the daughter of Carmen and Alex Poros. Nina currently has a 4.0 GPA and is on AB Honor Roll. She was a member of Palmline for 1 year and the Ash Troy Dolls for 2 years. She has been a part of the Ash Theater Department for 3 years, where she serves as Thespians Vice President and has been an associate choreographer. She has been involved in many productions, including Footloose, Little Women, and The Little Mermaid. Nina has been a part of the Student Council for 4 years, where she served as class vice president for 2 years. She has been involved in the National Honor Society, FCA, Art Club, Environmental Club, Trojan Mentors, and co-president of the Multicultural Club. In her free time, Nina is at the dance studio, listening to music, hanging out with friends and family, and walking her dog, Bruce. After graduation, she plans to major in musical theater and minor in psychology. Nina would like to advocate for mental health awareness and perform on stage. Miss Nina Poros. Introducing Miss Lauren Eve Roberts. Lauren is a senior and is being escorted by her mother, Cynthia Roberts. She is the daughter of Cynthia and Warren Roberts. Lauren currently has a 4.3 GPA and is on the A Honor Roll. She has been a member of varsity track and field for 4 years and was a competitive gymnast for 7 years. Lauren is a 2-time state qualifier for pole vaulting in track and field and competed in the LHSAA State Championship track meet her sophomore and junior year. Throughout her years at Ash, Lauren has been involved in Student Council, Youth Volunteer Corps, National Honor Society, FCA, and the Ash Media Team. She also coaches gymnastics at Mid-State Strong. After graduation, Lauren will attend Louisiana State University to major in biology. She would like to pursue a career as an anesthesiologist. Tonight, Lauren wears a special emblem that is close to her heart as she holds on to the loving memories of her deceased father, Warren Roberts Sr. Miss Lauren Eve Roberts. Introducing Miss Trinity Valley. Trinity is a senior and is being escorted by her uncle, Ellery Eli. She is the daughter of Roderick Valley and Carlina Eli. Trinity has a 3.8 GPA. Trinity is a member of the Key Club and is a 2-year member of the Highs and Lows, where she was elected for All-State and All-District Choir her junior year. The highlight of her time at Ash has been working with the theater department and participating in the productions Hairspray, Legacy, and The Color Purple. Upon graduation, Trinity plans to attend Louisiana State University to pursue a degree in nursing and become a nurse practitioner. Trinity would like to thank God for her many blessings, her family and friends for their support, and the class of 2023 for allowing her to represent them tonight, and feels it as an honor and a privilege to be selected on this court by her peers. Miss Trinity Valley. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 Alexandria Senior High School Homecoming Court. At this time, we will formally announce the court maids, classmates, maid of honor, and homecoming queen. When your name is called, please step forward. Homecoming court maid, Kiera Varay Allen. Homecoming court maid, Nina Maria Poros. Homecoming court maid, Trinity Latrice Valley. Homecoming court maid, Amelia Kate Marlow. Freshman maid, Ava Grace Mitchell. Sophomore maid, Trinity Janae Brianne Patrick. Junior maid, Reagan Virginia Monroe. Senior maid, Lauren Eve Roberts. Maid of Honor, Paige Marie Andrews. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 homecoming queen is Sarah Frances Crenshaw. Sarah is being crowned by Principal Miss Jody Goodman. She is being presented with a dozen roses, a scepter, and a football signed by the Alexandria Senior High varsity football team. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 Alexandria Senior High School homecoming queen and her court.
An Audi, if you have an Audi SUV, license plate 549EC, L needs to be moved to the front gate right away. Daryl Augustine's vehicle needs to be moved right away also.
There was a huge assembly, and then he came to the gym,
Nice to put the
and he
ball
announced it.
a warrior that is right here.
I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor kidney cancer.
We're going to fly you and your family to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to meet Adam Levine. Yes!
Got there, and then we went to Santa Monica Pier, and the water felt good, and I found a bunch of cool rocks, and then we went to The Voice the next day. I got to meet Adam Levine after the show, which was amazing.
I'm Bob Giles, and I believe every business should give back. Join me at gilesgivesback.com.
If you could fly, you can play hide and go seek in the clouds. I want to be a pilot. So you can see the whole entire world. If you could fly, you could see the whole world whenever you want.
We're gonna go on a plane with a pilot.
Please join us in supporting Dreams Come True of Louisiana. Donate today at gilesgivesback.com.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
And we're back, ready for the second half of tonight's contest. 50-8, the Trojans have the lead. A couple of rushing touchdowns set the way for Datlin Cunningham. He had 130 yards on 2 touchdown carries. He added a 2-point conversion. A couple of touchdown runs by J.T. Lindsay. A couple of touchdown passes from Joe to Jalen Johnson, and he adds another one to My Mingo. So Showtime Duke and My Mingo both getting into the end zone from the receiving. And Coach, you asked a question there before we came on. What do you tell your team up 50-8? Or conversely, what do you tell your team down 50-8?
Yeah, that's a tough one. You want to stay focused. At the same time, you don't want your starting guys out there and getting hurt. Of course, we're going to have a running clock, so that should help a little bit.
It's going to help me keeping up with the clock. It was, yeah, I was trying my best to do that, and man, this is tricky. I don't know how Chuck does all of that.
Well, you multitasking more than me. I can't even find the scores. I was trying to pull it up on my phone just to look at some scores, and wasn't able to do that. But anyway, if you're Green Oaks, you want to get out of here. Of course, they, like I say, they're in AA. They can get into the district schedule here shortly. Trojans open up the district schedule next week against Ruston. So, just try to get out of here with nobody getting hurt. Get your second team with some playing time and get this thing over with.
There you have it up in the corner. You see our logos flashing. They've got that new black background to them, looking good back there. Our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard shows you that it's 50 for your Trojans, 8 for the Giants. And, we were questioning how many people were here for the naming of the homecoming court, and well, you see that is, and to quote my friend Rich Dupree, it's like a Billy Graham crusade to Exeter. They're making their way out of here.
Yeah, all the family, the aunts, the uncles, and all were here, and as soon as the
now they ain't
festivities
no
up,
more.
they ain't no more.
They ain't no more. We've just about given you all the filler material that we can, telling you about next week. You know that district opens a week from now right here at J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium. In the final 4 weeks of the season, we will take 2 trips up into that northeast Louisiana, once to Ouachita and once to West Monroe. West Monroe and Pineville will open up their district slate next week, so that's a tough one.
Yeah, I was trying to find some scores, especially on Ruston, and see what they were doing tonight, but I wasn't able to pull it up. So.
Close to home, Tioga made the trip up to Jena, and Tioga now trails that one 14-6. The 4-0 Indians went into facing the 0-4 Giants of Jena, and the Giants of Jena have the lead 14-6 in that one. Northwood Lena getting blanked by North Central, and Bolton all over the Block Bears. In the Battle of the Bears, Bolton the better of that. And you hear that song playing out. That seems to be one of the big ones that are around here now, that trumpet.
Is that our band doing that?
No, that's being played out over the PA system. You were proud of them then, weren't you?
Yeah, I think so. Boy, they're knocking it out down there.
Trojans were set to kick off. Green Oaks won the opening coin toss and elected to defer, so they will get the ball to start this second half. And again, from the moment the kick, now they will stop it after the try for point is the only time the clocks will stop. That kick is off from mesh and gets down to the 5-yard line, and this third quarter is underway. Getting the outside and then brought down. Good job by that Trojan defense. That coach number 21 with the stop.
It's number 21 on here.
21. Have to get an idea. I did hear the PA guys mention who it was. First down and 10, 11:35 to go early. Second half we go. Trojans with a big lead in this one. We'll see if Lee comes back out. 24 penalties. 24 penalties in the first half. And the good news, Coach, we've yet to have one in this half. Yes, I know it's just been the kickoff, but we'll take what we can get.
Yeah, well, we got a lot of backups out there. I noticed the secondary, defensive secondary, number 36 is
handoff goes right up the middle, and that's a good job of that defense on the interior. Coach that you talked about, the young ones tackling and trying to rip the ball away.
That's Andrew McCoy is one of the cornerbacks, and number 30, trying to get these guys' names. Says Jay Sullivan, but I'm not sure because he doesn't have a number.
They'll give him 5 yards on the carry, make it 2nd down and 5. And again, Green Oaks in no hurry to move things along. 10.5 to go here. We'd already had 3 touchdowns in the first quarter when we were a minute and a half in. Handoff goes up the middle. Good penetration, but unable to block, get the tackle down. But coming up and making that play. 95 was there, 23 was there, and 20.
Crenshaw, Daniel Crenshaw in on the tackle for the Trojans.
Listening to the announcer, and he's doing a better job of spotting than I am. My eyes are not that good.
3rd down, give him a yard on the play, make it 3rd down and 3.
See, just about all the backups are out there, and no starters on the defense. Defense getting the call here. Looks like number 40 defensive end here. It's Garbone, sophomore.
Play action there, and it looks kind of like the clock had stopped. No going in slow motion, but the Trojans are going to get a big sack there, and the coverage was there, nowhere to go for that. Good work by that interior line again. Hesney in on the play. That'll bring up 4th down and a loss of 5. Give it 4th down and 9.
Got a return man back here. He's been doing a good job of catching the ball. Like to see him get a return. Like I say, we got all the young guys out here on the return team. Asking them.
Back deep to receive should still be Washington, and it is. He sits at the 48-yard line of Green Oaks. And running someone on late are the Giants. He settles in as one of the blockers in the back. No, he comes to the gunner side all the way to the near side, closest to the Trojans bench. And a false start of it, but not really concerned right now. Fair catch is called for and made at the 45-yard line.
Nice job of hanging on to the football because he got somebody ran right by him, and he still managed to keep the concentration and pull it in.
Well, and we talk about that, Coach. That type of concentration is things that is the reason that he's back there.
Yeah, I saw that at LSU early in the year.
Yeah, you know, until Jack Besh gets in there and settles in at the punt returner, and we talked to Coach Kelly last week and said that, look, Besh is comfortable in that spot, and that's something that we knew as he is just right down the road at St. Thomas More. 8 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Trojans have it 1st and 10. Handoff goes to the near side. Breaking back into the middle is Johnson. That is number 32.
Yeah, and also got the backup quarterback in there as well.
Bradley Wilson in there at quarterback. Talon Johnson. Talon Johnson picks up 8 on the play. 2nd down and 2.
Like Kirkland Bates, number 88, one of the wide receivers out here. Coached his dad back in the day.
Wilson calls for the ball. Johnson gets it again. Johnson's going to have it up the middle. A big seam to the 25-20. Still going inside the red zone to the 18-yard line. 1st down and 10. This is one, unless it's pretty flagrant, keep the flags up and the clock running.
There we go.
Bradley Wilson's got 2 receivers split out to the right. Still Talon Johnson in the backfield with him. Johnson does get it. Johnson goes up the middle to the 10, inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line. That'll be another 1st down for the Trojans.
Number 42 checking in the game for the Trojans. That's Ostion Mack, I believe.
And we saw Johnson run the ball some at the end of that Natchitoches Central game as well, and he ran the ball very well. That young man did. Talon Johnson, the junior running back for the Trojans.
Future looks good for the Trojans. They got a bevy of youngsters.
Snap is back to Wilson. The toss is around. Johnson does a good job of Crowley. Gets back inside the 5. Credit Talon Johnson with what limited success there was, but getting that not to be a fumble.
Yeah, that was kind of a little confusion on the pitch. I don't know if that's the right direction or the quarterback went the wrong way, but he managed to get it out there to him and pick up a substantial gain.
2nd and goal for the Trojans from the 5-yard line. Wilson in at quarterback, handoff once again goes to Johnson. Johnson tries to split a couple of defenders and is not going to be able to. That'll be 3rd down and goal from the 3.
3rd down. Official timeout.
We're down for the
down to the water break, and we'll stop it. We'll take it with them and get in commercials when we can. 30 seconds. We'll be right back on 446 Sports.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Back to Butch Stoker Stadium we go. Doug Gann, Ernie Lott rolling through this 3rd quarter as the clock is set on running as we wind down tonight's ball game. 3rd down and goal from the 3. Bradley Wilson in at quarterback. He's got Talon Johnson behind him. Johnson gets it, spins around into the end zone. Touchdown, Talon Johnson. Touchdown, Trojans.
Yeah, he lowered his shoulder that time and made it to the end zone. Like to see him get a little more behind the shoulders, but nonetheless, he was able to get in the end zone for the score. And
You're
the clock
seeing
keeps
it,
to run.
Coach. You'll see the replay here. Is this just one thing these Trojan running backs do is they do not stop churning their legs.
Yeah, they got. Like I say, the future looks good for the Trojans. These young guys are doing a nice job of moving the ball. The lineman's blocking and the backs are running. So.
And remember, J.T. Lindsey, who has a couple of touchdowns on the night, just a sophomore.
1 for 2.
Bradley in the air gets this one, but a penalty flag is there.
Probably had a little movement, I would think.
Trojans are going by 2. There's a flag on the play.
Clock continuing run. And Coach, this is what the nature of this rule was for, because the clock continues to run now. And at this point, you're just trying to get it out, get everybody safe and nobody hurt as they move out through this ball game.
Well, when you got a mismatch like this is the best thing for it. And like I say, it took, almost 2 hours to play
almost 2 hours to play the first half. And they will get through this one. Don't know if everybody will be able to make it to their Bradley
car
Wilson
leaving
in at
this
quarterback.
one.
He's got
Those
that are staying are the parents of the young ones, because they know that they're going to see some Friday night lights with their young men that are out there. Toss goes to Johnson. Johnson's got to cut back to the inside. Johnson's going to finish off the 2-point conversion. Talon Johnson gets the toss into the end zone.
Okay, so we'll
and it is now. It'll stop here at 3:41, and we've got to catch ours up to it, and then it will start back.
So we got a 58-8 score. I've seen up in the 70s. You remember? Was you around when the Trojans played somebody and it was 73-72? I was officiating.
I called that game. I called that game up here. So my buddy Rich Dupree was out, and I'd always done the analyst job for it. Craig Knoll was the quarterback in that game, and Craig and I have talked about it. It was Abbeville that they played in that one, and Craig and I talked about that a couple of times when he was up here.
Yeah, we were. I was officiating Vidalia. We finished the game and come back, and we thought, well, we'll listen to the final score, and they were on in like the third quarter at that time, or second quarter.
Yep, I called 150 points in that game. We called, and goodness, it was up in the 70s, and it was just back and forth and back and forth. And Craig Knoll was the quarterback for the Trojans in that one. Mash puts a foot into this one and drives it, bounces it around, going to roll out of bounds.
Coach is not going to like that because that's going to give him the ball on good field position there. That's something you don't want to do.
No, and at this point, execution is what you want. You want to be able to execute things along the way.
Well, and that's that thing that you talked about earlier. You know, he's just now learning how to kick the ball, and that's one of those that, unfortunately, he didn't kick it to the right spot.
Seeing the freshman Justin Alvarado make his way in. Justin Alvarado, the freshman defensive lineman, is making his way onto the field. He's going to be a big one, anchoring that line offensively and defensively for the Trojans.
Smooth 278 there.
You know, if he's out here on this roster dressing on a Friday night, the coaches have a lot of potential in him.
He's definitely taking on 2 blockers.
Lee back to pass, sends that one over, and look, I'm okay with that. If you're going to drop back with your starters and take shots down the field, take the 10-yard penalty rather than the big 40-yard completion.
Yeah, they're trying to get one on the Trojans with them with the backups out there, but at the same time you try to get a little respect on the score. Just trying to see who.
Not sure who they're calling that one on, but I'll tell you, that's the play that you want to make. You go ahead and take that because it saved them 15 yards of field position there.
Yeah.
Still first down. Ball sits at midfield. Nose of the football right on the midfield line. But Lee, we've seen the arm the sophomore quarterback has. Now that handoff, nope, they're going to call a false start, it looked like, prior to the snap.
Just adding one more penalty to the mix.
Only one in the third quarter so far.
Well, we had the procedure down there.
Okay, we'll give it 2, but 24 in that first. And that in the scoring is what drug that first quarter or that first half on. Clock continues to roll in this one mercifully. We started this one a little after 9 o'clock.
Well, and officials taking the time marking it off, so that helps out a little bit too.
Indeed it does. Down under 30 seconds. We're just a little bit off on our scoreboard that is at the top. But down under 25 seconds and counting here in the third period. Going to take a quick timeout following the period, and we'll get back for fourth quarter of action. It will stop between quarters. They won't start the clock between quarters. Snap is back. Lee back looking down the field again, trying to go over the top again, and that one is overthrown, and that's going to wind down things in the third. Going to take a break. We'll be back for the fourth quarter of action. You're watching Ash Trojan football exclusively on 446 Sports.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Back for the fourth quarter. Very quick moving third quarter. Thank you for that one. And that's the nature of the coach of that running clock by all means.
Yeah, that was definitely, you do it in basketball sometimes, even though it's not really a rule, but when you get 30, 40 points down and it's an obvious mismatch, the clock tends to run.
Slow to stop, quick to start, they call it. First down and 15 following that penalty. 22-6, Gina has extended their lead in that one. And that was a 0-4 Gina team against a 4-0 Tioga team, and that one thrown awry.
That was a miscommunication between the receiver and the quarterback that time. We had a defensive man from Ash had a better shot at it, number 21, and don't have him down on the roster.
So they had it marked incorrect here. I was right. But it is third down. That was a second down play. Third down and 15. Trojans in command of this one, just winding that clock down here in the fourth quarter.
Got number 36, Raylan Hall, out there, the defensive back.
Bolton 60-12 in the Battle of the Bears in that one.
That ought to be the clock running on that one, huh?
Yes, Lee back to pass. Steps up. Good stop in the backfield, and that's a sack in the backfield. Get an idea, but you can watch it on your screen. That's right there. 52 was in there for the Trojans. That is Grayson Thibodeau, another one of those big freshman linemen, Coach. He goes 5'10", 220.
Yeah, healthy boys. They've been eating well.
4th and 23.
Got back deep to receive 22.
That's Jimmy Duncan back there. Jimmy, the sophomore, was on the show with us. He and JT Lindsay came out Thursday night. Ball rolls around. That's going to be trouble. It's got to pick it up, but it's going to be stopped in the backfield. Bobbled. The snapper is actually, it rolled in there, but the Trojans will have it first down and 10 from the Green Oaks 23-yard line.
So far, the second team is winning 8-0. Is that right?
It is indeed.
And then now they've got an opportunity to score again, so it's not like Coach is trying to run the score up, because he does have all these substitutes in there, and they want to play and they want to do well. So
just got to get some work. That's correct. I mean, you can't go out there with 9:50 to go and just take a knee.
Breaking the huddle from the sideline. Hadn't started 25-second clock, so I guess we're all good.
Gina, a final in that game, wins it 22-6.
That's quite a
over
surprise.
Tioga. That is a shock indeed. First down and 10. New quarterback in for the Trojans, but Talon Johnson has it to the outside, gets back to the inside, will pick up. That is number 19 that is in there at quarterback. That is Marquise Butler. He is the sophomore quarterback for the Trojans. Butler in at quarterback.
Got number 34 checking in, Jacob Ray, wide receiver.
Jacob Ray
number
now into the ball game.
That's Aiden Setliff, offensive lineman.
Also see 86 in there, Taj Boney, the sophomore tight end. Coach, the size of these younger players, Taj goes 6'1", 216 as a sophomore. So a lot of size from these younger Trojans.
Shoot, I didn't
Butler's
wait 216
got it
till
to
I got
Johnson.
To
right. Going to be close to the first down, and they say it's third down.
You got another lineman checking in. He's trying to get everybody in the game here. It's going to be third and a good yard to go.
Butler again in there at quarterback for the Trojans. High snap is there, but Butler gets it. Handoff goes up the middle, and good tackle from the far side. But that is Talon Johnson that gets the first down and gets inside the 10 down to the 5, we believe. So first down and goal.
That was a slobber knocker by the defense there at that time.
Indeed it was. First down and goal. And we'll see if Talon's able to get his second touchdown of the game, Coach. You've already got Datlin Cunningham with 2. JT Lindsay has 2. Jalen Johnson has 2. And on the day, Johnson has 1 already. And you got to believe he's going to have ample opportunity here as it is first down and goal from the 5.
Got the play clock running in.
No, Butler back to throw. He's going to step in. Dumps this one off. Butler touchdown pass.
And all the first team guys are going crazy on the sideline over here.
That is complete to Deshaun Cooper, the senior wide receiver, getting in there and catching that touchdown. So great job. Watch the replay here as Butler spins the football, steps up into the pocket. Good awareness, throws the ball in, and there is Deshaun Cooper getting the touchdown his senior night, or on homecoming night. And that 2-point conversion is in there, and it is good.
Just walked into the end zone there.
Trojans now at 66 8. And again, it's just these young guys, Coach, getting some work.
And you like to see it on the sideline with the older guys, you know, excited for them. When they scored, then they were all jumping up and down and high-fiving the fact that he was able to get in the end zone.
Well, you like to see the senior wide receiver get in there and get some work, and that's just exactly what happened there. Trojans have put up 66 in this one. I don't expect that that they will do anything else. Defensively, though, you just don't know. That one was a short field following that botched snap on the field goal, or on the punt. Deshaun Cooper getting that one, and that's good to see. So join us next
like to see our
Thursday night at Live from Walk-Ons. We'll be out there from 7 to 8. Going to have a special giveaway that night, too. So you'll want to be in attendance because you must be present to win. We'll announce that giveaway coming up on Sunday evening. So you'll be excited to tune in and listen to that.
Am I eligible to win?
You are not, sir. That kickoff is there down to the 10-yard, bounding around. Got to fall on it, and they do. And just been a tough night. Offense, defense, and special teams save for that first drive that they had.
Yeah, they've got a lot of young guys. You can tell those are young guys, and they got, like I say, a lot of them going both ways on the kickoff. I know how it is when you know, got a double-A squad. You got maybe, I'm just guessing, probably 35 players out there. It looked like half of them sitting on the bench and not going back in the game. So, you know, they get tired and from going both ways. And Trojans have the opportunity to play the second-team guys, and they're fresh and they want to do well. So you can't fault them for that.
That is correct. Big shout out to all of the members of the Ash Homecoming Court. Sarah Crenshaw is your 2022 Homecoming Queen. So congratulations to Miss Crenshaw. She was named 2022 Homecoming Queen for Alexandria Senior High School. And this one in a big way, 66-8. Trojans have the lead, just 6 minutes remaining in a rapidly moving second half. But again, that's what the rule is there for in a situation just like this.
See if they're trying to get just 11 guys out there on the field, looks like to me. 1, 2.
It'll be a tough road back to Shreveport tonight.
Here comes the 11th man.
Again, this final contest, this wraps up the non-district play throughout the state. I think there's one game tomorrow night. Peabody plays tomorrow night. Handoff goes up the middle, breaking around to the outside before he's brought down. They'll officially probably give him a yard loss.
I'd like to see that there's gang tackling. Everybody's trying to get into the ball.
Well, these young guys, Coach, are showing some fire. They're in there getting after it.
Yeah, they're getting the opportunity to play, making the best of it. And, of course, film don't lie. So, you know, if you don't make the play, you won't be out there long. Here comes one off.
You've got to be ready to go at a moment's notice in this. There's no doubt about it. And they're very impressed with this young crew. It was a lot of things to clean up. You know that Coach Bachman will tell you that when we talk to him on Thursday. But you certainly want to go into the opening district on momentum, and the Trojans will be riding a 3-game win streak. Handoff goes up the middle, and that big defensive line is up to the task once again.
Yeah, they got all of the young guys out there, and they're doing a heck of a job of penetration in the backfield. I'd like to see what Ruston did tonight. I've been trying to.
We'll see if Chuck's able to find a Ruston score for us in that.
Because that's going to be a telltale, I think. Probably, I'm just guessing they're the best in the district. Ouachita's pretty good. West Monroe might not be quite what they've been being, but they're going to be tough anytime.
They're going to be West Monroe no matter what in West Monroe, and that's where the Trojans will go. 3rd down and 11, 4:14 and counting in this one. Back to pass now, facing pressure, and that's another sack by that Trojan defense, Coach. And that Nelson with back-to-back tackles. That's big number 92 in there as well, Jordan Mason. We saw. And, Coach, I looked through these defensive of these young guys, 240, 250, 260. There's some big-time guys coming up in this program. And, you know, when they get in that weight program and start getting their strength along with that.
Yeah. They ain't missing too many pizzas, I don't think, chicken legs or whatever, but not real tall, but they're solid, looks like.
Indeed they are. Back deep to receive should be Duncan. We saw him back there the last time, and it is.
They're just trying to get enough guys on the kicking team here and looks like they're going to have to call a timeout because they can't get them organized.
And that is one of the things that will stop the clock. We'll stop it with it at 3:11. Take our final timeout of the game. This will be a 30-second. We'll be back right after this on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
And we are back. Ruston knocks off Neville 27-21 in that game. That was a battle of two teams that looked to make deep playoff runs.
And that's a big rivalry, too, game for them.
Indeed it is. You remember it was about this point in the season last year, that Neville and West Monroe game, when Neville knocked off West Monroe on that rainy night up in the northeast corner of our state. Again, can't remember why I walked from one room to the next, but can remember a game that I didn't even watch. That is a high punt. Good one from there. Corralled in and dropped by Duncan, and that ball looks like it's going to go over to... Looked like Green Oaks had fallen on it.
Yeah, that ain't good.
And they have...
He tried to catch it above his head, and rather than basket catch it, and it wound up going to the ground.
2:28, just a couple of plays to go in this one. Ash in a big way, 66-8 here. The damage was done in that big first quarter.
That lasted for an hour.
Scoring, 53 minutes officially on the clock in that first.
Just hope the guys, enjoy the homecoming festivities, and I'm sure that they've got a dance going on. I don't know if it's tonight or
tomorrow night.
Be safe, out there, and keep an eye on these guys because they got big games coming up, and enjoy your senior year, but at the same time be smart.
First down and 10 for Green Oaks late in the fourth quarter. And false start is going to make it first down and 15. And
officials up here running out of ink in his pen. Have to reset the
over and
clock.
Under was set at 29. I think we've eclipsed that.
Play clock.
.148 officially, so our clock on the scoreboard, the Wallace Line Associates scoreboard, just a little bit ahead. But we appreciate having that out there tonight. Glad that you were able to watch alongside of that.
Got the scores running along the bottom. Can't get much fancier than that.
Right. Snap is back. Here comes penetration from that secondary of the Trojans. Another big stop there defensively.
And you'd like to see that there was 5 Trojans around the ball that time, and these guys are hustling the ball. They're getting the opportunity to play, and they're making the most of it.
Watch the replay on your screen as you'll see the safeties come up and make the stop. Great job of gang tackling there. Great work by the Trojans defense.
Oh, got to stand up, get circulation here. We'd like to see a good crowd come out here next week. We're going to need all the help we can get against the Bearcats.
Yeah, that's going to be a battle. Handoff goes up the middle, and that Couldn't possibly do it in this one if they let this just run off the rest of the way.
40 seconds, 32 seconds.
Penalty flag comes in, but they'll continue to run the clock, so that they should be able to slow walk the walk off of the penalty, and we'll get us out of here. Trojans are going to hang on and win this one 66-8. Hang on, you say? Yeah, they hung on and didn't get anybody hurt, didn't get anybody injured, and got some young guys in there doing some work. So great job of football tonight. Trojans jump out early in this one, and that is your final score. Trojans 66, the Giants of Green Oaks 8. Trojans entertain Ruston next week. Pregame will be at 6:30. Kickoff will be at 7. Again, we will be at Walk-Ons next Thursday night at 7 p.m. And Coach, just an explosive performance. And, you know, this is the kind of game that if you come out here and struggle in, no matter if you win this one, then it looks bad on you. You had to come out and dominate, and that's what they did.
Absolutely. They, you know, and then the best part of it, they didn't get anybody hurt. They didn't, you know, and they didn't get any stupid penalties or anybody, thrown out of the games, things like that. And that's important coming up with a big district game coming up next week.
You know, it was great to see some of the younger guys get in there and some of those that don't see the field that often. Deshaun Cooper, the senior wide receiver, got the touchdown tonight. That was Butler that got that to him. If I remember, Marquise Butler got that over to him. He is the sophomore quarterback. So good work by Marquise. 2 touchdowns tonight for Cunningham. He also had a 2-point conversion. A couple of touchdowns for J.T. Lindsay. 2 touchdowns receiving by Jalen Johnson and 1 receiving by my Mingo. So 3 touchdowns through the air from Joe Bordelon. We're going to take a quick minute timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap this up and get you ready for next week. When it's district play, District 2 5A starts. We'll be right back to recap this one. We'll do it right after this. You're watching Ash Trojan Football exclusively on 446 Sports.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
And we are back live, wrapping things up here from Alexandria Senior High School. Not quite as dark here as it is on the screen. They took Chuck for at his word when they said break down one of the cameras, and each one of them broke down one of the cameras, and so looks like a scary little night there. Yeah, we'll stand up and get back into this one. But, Coach, it was a dominant performance by the Trojans, and they did exactly what they needed to do. We've seen teams come out that were on paper, and we mentioned that in the pregame talk, on paper supposed to come out and do something and then struggle in that game.
Yeah, that's the part that they were focused, did what they were supposed to do. Got a little sloppy there in the second quarter, but for the most part we did what we had to do and got the young guys out there playing in the second half and able to finish this thing up. Now we got to get ready for a big game against Ruston, quality athletes. It's going to be a barn burner, and we need a big crowd out here to support the game.
Again, we say it like we do each and every week, Coach. Don't watch the game on 446 Sports. Come out into the stands. You can watch it later. Over half of our viewership is made by you guys after the game's over with. We know a lot of folks will go back and watch that. So those that do, wherever you're at, if you're getting ready for the Tigers to play tomorrow, or, well, is it today, or was it yes? Whenever you watched it, we appreciate you for checking in with us. That's going to wrap it up tonight from Alexandria Senior High School. On camera tonight, my man Roger Walker, Brett Stallsby. We had two folks running the camera tonight. Hope you enjoyed the different angles, short of this one that I don't know what you're seeing here, but needless to say, much better action going on there. There's that was the thumb of Chuck Perkins, our executive producer. He uses that to push a lot of the buttons that are out there, not only on that, but mine sometimes as well. But needless to say, couldn't do anything without all of this fantastic crew that we have from our family of networks as well, our family of teams that we support. You know, we've got Buckeye with Scott Mills and Kimberly Moore that do that. We've got our Menard with Tom Boucher and David Perkins. Catch out T-Boo and the Tigers on 446sports.com. That's an article by him. If you've not read the latest John Marquez article that's on there, it's called The Mind of Marquez. I encourage you to go out and do that. If you have absolutely nothing to do, you can go out and check out my blog that's on there as well. But we are slowly getting a lot of great folks around us, and so I'm thankful for all of those, especially my broadcast partner here who's been in football about 30-something years. See, Coach, I took it easy on you that time, didn't I?
That's close to right there, you know.
That's not too terrible. My name is Doug Gann, and it has been a pleasure to bring you this presentation of 446 Sports. God bless you all, and good night.